welcome everybody to WTP Esports. Today we have some great action coming at you for the Pro Tier League. It should be pretty hype. It should be pretty great. So we got some good stuff coming for you today, but of course I need to introduce my commentators here. So Lumi, it's been a minute, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Not too bad. I'm hyped for some Splatoon 2 action. I forgot to turn my lights on though, so it's pretty dark. There we go. Is that a little bit better? Lumi, are you ready to commentate some pro Splatoon action again?
Oh, definitely. It's been a while.
Yeah, we'll get to that and recap a little bit here what's happened since the last time. But first, IPS, what you up to? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just came back from eating some good spaghetti, so I'm definitely
Good
ready to
spaghetti.
commentate some matches.
What kind of sauce? That's the most important part.
Just some normal, some matriciana, as they call it in Italy.
Ooh, you got Italian sauce?
Yeah, I got Italian
Baby.
parents. So
All right.
I get the good food.
Okay. Well, welcome here today, everybody. If you're in the chat, say hello. We'd love to say hi to you as we start up the show. So Solver, Octo, Chris, and Dino, thank you guys for being here. And I'm sure there's others probably listening in on the background since we were doing the pre-show there or the pre-roll slide for a while there. And just so that people know kind of where we're at, why it's been so long since the Pro League. A few weeks ago or a month ago, whatever it's been now, we started all these leagues off. We had the Amateur on Fridays, Academy on Saturdays, and then the Pro Tier on Sundays. Unfortunately, as we went further and further into the league with the pro scene, a lot of teams like Midnight, we had Midnight drop before we started. Then we had Friends and Psycho kind of drop a couple weeks into it. So it went from quickly an 8-league team down to 5 teams. So we were kind of like, well, we were having a regular season with 8 teams. The goal was to eliminate 4 going to playoffs. When you're down to 5 teams, it really doesn't make sense to then, hey, let's play out the rest of the regular season so that we can eliminate 1 team. So IPS, you had the great idea, and we kind of said, hey, let's throw it instead and do just a playoffs with all of the 5 remaining teams and do a double elimination. So IPS, I don't know if you can see the screen very well, but can you explain the format that we're going to be following for this Sunday and next Sunday?
So basically, we got 5 teams left after the unfortunate 3 drops. So the 5 teams being Micklin Heroes, Stargaze, Whole Lotta Rage, Jackpot, and Squidding Good. So basically, starting first match we're coming up soon is round 1 of winner's side. It's going to be a best of 5. Following that will be the first match of round 2, which will be Jackpot and Squidding Good. And then the second match of round 2 will be Whole Lotta Rage versus the winner of round 1. Then the winners of both those matches from round 2 will advance to the semifinals, which will be a BO7, and the winner of that will advance to the finals. Meanwhile, the loser will advance straight to loser's bracket, which there will also be the other losers teams that lost the sets today. And then coming next week will be loser's bracket. So, of course, the loser of match 1, the loser of match 2 will play each other. And then, of course, the winner of that will go against the loser of the third match. And then the winner of that will go against the loser of the semifinals from today. And whoever wins that then advances to Grands to face the team that won semifinals.
Yeah, so we're going to have 2 weeks of great action. I'm excited to kick things back off because we've been seeing the amateur teams. We've been seeing the academy playoffs yesterday. And that's been pretty hype. It's been pretty fun to watch those teams. But I kind of miss seeing these high-level teams and some of their action. Their plays are quite fun and entertaining to watch. So, Lumi, I'm curious, you got to commentate some of these teams a few weeks back. What are some of these things that stand out from these teams that set them apart from some of the lower or mid-level tier teams?
Well, at this level of play, the thing that determines who's going to win the match, a lot of times it's not mechanical skill or like anything other like the basics that a lot of people learn when they start playing. It's more of the teamwork that they have to master. So a lot of times when a team like comes over another one and they triumph, it's not because they just had better aim. I mean, sometimes it is that, but it's usually they just work better together. They're using their specials together to get really good pushes. And I mean, we've seen that these matches can flip within like 30 seconds. It just depends on how well you work together.
Yeah. Well, we should be seeing some of that today, especially out of these higher ranked teams. So we're excited for that. But thank you, Cherry, again with another gifted sub, which reminds me to talk about the amazing prize pool that we got going. By the way, this is a graphic that was created Friday. When it's showing up next week, let me tell you, this prize pool is going to be insanely
like
different
nearly 200.
just because of Nikki or Cherry Girl herself is just destroying the sub count and the donation count. I think it was a fat $50 donation on Friday, if I remember right. So I think just because of Cherry alone, the prize pool is going to be creeping towards that $200 mark, which if you're a pro team, you're going to get 60% of. So they're going to be quite happy with you. So thank you, Cherry, for all your support, all your love here. You are amazing. And I'm sure these pro teams that are going to be fighting here today going to be feeling a little more pressure here to, perform well because they want that, not that just that glory, but also some fat stack cash, feels pretty great. So IPS and Lumi, I'm curious, what's the most amount of money that you guys have ever played for in a tournament?
I think I'm not even sure. I played Grand Grain Browns. The prize pool was pretty big there. That was like definitely over like, I think it was like over 5,000 maybe, something like that.
Dang.
But of course, unfortunately, we didn't win any of it since there was a lot of good teams signing up. But
yeah,
lately there was Step Up Europe, which had I think a $200 prize pool split to like 160-40. We ended up reverse sweeping in the third place match to get that that $40 for our team banner.
Heck
So yeah, that's the biggest amount of money I've won from a tournament.
Nice. What about you, Lumi? Any fat stacks coming in for you?
Well, the most I've played for was, I think, 500. I can't remember the tournament exactly, but it was just a one-off random tournament, not really a series.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, we didn't get it, but it was intense. I think we came out fourth. But the most I've won is 100 because I didn't do many tourneys.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure one of these pro teams is going to be at least excited about taking that home. Of course, they got to play through quite a few matches to get there. Today, as we said already, we are just doing the winners, the top side bracket of today. So that means that we will have a losers bracket next week. And then, of course, we will be doing the finals after all of that as well. So it should be pretty hype here, and they are going to be feeling pretty great if they can keep those wins going. If they do lose here today, though, they will have another chance next week. So all is not lost. They will have a chance to, kind of bounce back, regroup, learn over the week, and hopefully improve from their loss, from their defeat. So that is what we're talking about today. Let's go look at the maps. The first couple rounds before the semifinals are going to be best of fives. We got Sturgeon Shipyard Splat Zones, the Reef Clam Blitz, Mako Mart, Tower Control, Starfish, Main Stage, Splat Zones, and Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker if we get to a game 5. So IPS, I believe you were the one to help make this map list. So give us a little rundown of it.
So Sturgeon Shipyard Splat Zones, pretty common Splat Zones map. The main idea here is if you have a backline, you want them to have pretty much control most of the time of that snipe. And the objective, of course, if you're pushing in, is that you want to get zone, then push on the enemy team, get up on that snipe, and basically take control of that core area and just push up from there. So, whichever teams we see play here, it's definitely the winning team is going to be the one that does get that control and holds it, since it's pretty hard to hold sometimes, since you can easily come out of lock on this map as well. If you're able to pop some specials and paint up your core, you can go from sniping, you can go from right, you can come from left. So This is a map, like Lumi said earlier, like, how in pro level play, things flip like really easily. So this is one map where that can definitely happen. Meanwhile, in Reef Clan Blitz, probably again one of the better Clan Blitz maps. There's not many good Clan Blitz maps, to be fair. It's kind of like Rainmaker in that sense. But even then, this is a map where, objective, you have to focus watching kind of 3 areas. People could come from under bridge, they could come from straight, they could come from that right flank. So you want to be watching everything. Meanwhile, on pushes, you want to actually make an actual good push. Since if the enemies are watching all the angles, you're going to need to get some picks. You're going to have to use your specials to get in there. You're going to have to be coordinated. Since if you do, fumble your push, like the other team is instantly just going to come back in and score as quick as possible. Malcolmar TC, one of the actually least popular, not least, but one of the less popular TC maps. We don't see as often as others, but it is still a really good map. All checkpoints, they're defendable, but they're also easily pushable. You got that top right to defend the first checkpoint. You can defend from front for the second one, the third one you go top left. This map, can easily get like very snowballed, but at the same time, it's really easy to defend. So it's going to be basically which team has the better defense or the better offense. Meanwhile, then we move on to Starfish Splat Zones. Probably the most infamous map when it comes to flanks. Teams can flank at left at the beginning, try to get that left control, or maybe even right up on attic. Really just depends on the team comps coming out from both teams. Usually there's like very big fights in zone coming out with like all their specials, since everything kind of happens without much cover. Everything happens like right in front of you. And finally, we have Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker, which is probably one of the most infamous Rainmaker maps, as it can end in pretty much around 30 seconds if you're not careful. Of course, you can try with that right push. It's not as good. But if you push through the left side, you can get some points there if you can push along it. Of course, Custom Jet, really good weapon here as well. So push can easily be stopped like that. But in general, this map list is just, me and Stormy just kind of looked at some like popular maps list, for example, Bursty, Chara Zero map list, map lists such as those, and we just kind of took maps out of it to just put them in here.
Sweet. Yeah, well, we're excited to get some action going. Hopefully in a few minutes we can get our first matchup of Micklin Heroes versus Stargaze. We're going to take just a quick break here in a little bit, but Lumi, before we do, I do want to get your opinion here on these teams and let's actually go back to the playoff list here, and I want to pick your brain on what teams do you think have the best chance? I mean, we've seen a whole lot of Rage that have dominated, so they're probably the team to beat, but out of the other 4 teams, who would you say has the greatest chance of taking them down?
Honestly, I think Jackpot has the best chance out of the remaining 4. I mean, they're one of these like really good teams, and they are new, but they've been growing a lot recently since the beginning of our league. I mean, they've won a lot of tourneys. We've seen a lot of growth from them. I think they have a really good shot at maybe even upsetting Whole Lotta Rage. I mean, we've seen they're very aggressive, but they're also very strategic, and you have to be careful going against them because they can be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But on another note, I think Squidding Good also has a good shot at potentially winning. I mean, they are also one of our older teams. They've been around for several years now. And when you've been around for long enough, you have that synergy you need to win. And we've seen some pretty good plays from them. And although they did go down to a whole lot of rage in our week 1, they might have grown since then. So it'll be exciting to watch that matchup if we get to it. But we do have Squiddy Good and Jackpot against each other for our round 2, I believe. So It's going to come down to that to see who goes against Whole Lotta Rage today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like it's, Mickliners and Stargaze, they're solid teams, but unfortunately, I do feel like they're kind of the lower end of the pro teams. Meanwhile, Whole Lotta Rage course is just really strong. And then Jackpot's really good right now. Jackpot, yes, has been growing a lot, but lately they have lost their backline player Q, and that does mean they'll probably be playing. They'll be playing with a sub probably. So depending on how coordinated they are with that sub might affect how they play. Meanwhile, Squidding Good, has their full roster and all, so that might be a factor on them for maybe Squidding Good to get the win on Jackpot, for example. A whole lot of Rage, I believe, might also be playing with a sub technically because of I believe Josh right now is on break. So, you know, don't feel like that will change for like Micklin and Stargaze, but that might change Squidding Good's chances of possibly taking games or even the set against Jackpot and possibly even a whole lot of rage if the sub-in does, have that much of an impact.
Yeah. Well, we'll get a chance to see. We are getting Stargaze and Micklin Heroes into the lobby right now, so we're going to take a couple-minute break to get that all settled up, and we will come to you with our first hype matchup of the Pro Splatoon playoffs, so stick around, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. right, welcome back to the analyst desk here. We have our first matchup of the day. It is going to be Micklin Heroes taking on Stargaze. This is the set to see who gets the honor, the glory to face the Titans of Whole Lot of Rage. So, should be pretty good, should be pretty hype, and we got 60 seconds to the first matchup. Predictions have started, and I'll go to you first. Lumi, who are you predicting in this set?
I mean, honestly, I don't know who I am rooting for. I mean, if I had to say objectively, I think probably Micklin does have a slight advantage here, but I can see it going either way. I mean, both of these teams have been around for a while. They've been practicing. We've seen they've had similar results throughout the league. And I think it's going to be one of our more balanced matchups today. I mean, the other one is pretty balanced too between Jackpot and Squidding good, but this one's also going to be really interesting. I hope we see back and forth. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But I hope Micklin can come out, but I can see Stargaze upsetting this.
Yeah. Well, IPS, we got 20 seconds till game number 1. Who are you putting your channel points on? Where's your money?
I'm saying Micklin. You know, like I do believe Stargaze is still a solid team, but I feel like they're still kind of the lowest of pro level. Meanwhile, Micklin has had a lot more upsets. They've beaten teams like Hanram before. So right now, right here, I do believe they are the better team, and I do believe they will take this set. But if Stargaze has one advantage right now, is that Micklin, I think, is not really a team anymore. So Stargaze take advantage of that, and, you know, definitely take advantage of that and just be like, hey, we're an actual team. So let's get a double year as we are going into Splat Zone Sturgeon Shipyard. And looking at both of these teams' comps, we see the usual Stargaze comp. You know, we got that heavy damage weapon coming from me with that K Pro. We got JB on the shot, Squib on the support with the Junior. Asteroid, who I believe is Vesta on that Firefin Charger. And then on the side of Micklin Heroes, we see the ballpoint Smiling Navo, definitely not a rated backline coming out of them. The 52 Zap and Machine, and already, Lumi, we're just seeing like Micklin getting the first control of the game.
I mean, yeah, you see they're doing a really good job. I mean, Stargaze is staying defensive. They do get those 2 kills, and that's going to really help them push back. And trying to find some kills. And there's a triple on Micklin.
All right, now Stargaze taking back control here with the last person jumping out. And JB on this shot has been ready for some work, but he does go down to pass on this Zap. And this might be Micklin already getting back in, maybe with that Booyah Bomb here. Armor nearly at the ready too, and yeah, Zone is going to flip. Like we said before, this map just flips and flips and flips. No one ever has complete control of the whole game unless they get complete control of that court. You know, but Caster maybe going for some picks, isn't going to find any. Armor coming out for both teams now, and a pick does go down, and Lumi, this might be a Stargaze's chance to push back in again.
You see, yeah, they do have the Booyah coming out. They have specials ready. They can come back here, and especially on a map this small. And you see this 3 down. This is their chance to come back. These Stargaze are just keeping hold of the zone. They have a lot of pain on the ground, too. That's going to help their Slayers.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like right now, this might be the chance for Stargaze to do what they really need to do, or in general, like one of these teams to do, is just get complete control and get that lockout going, which is really hard on this map until you get those picks in that core. And we see right now, Yi gonna watch this left side, does get a pick on the ball point. Really good pick coming by Yi here. This is gonna slow down Micklin here as they start to go in, which that Phase 2 is gonna try to do with that Booyah Bomb, with some help, with the Zap. JB going in, pick by Yi on that 52. Really good pick. Cash now on this Zap, trying to get out. Maybe get the JB does go down, but Yeats with another
3
pick
down
again.
on Micklin.
And you right now popping off for Stargaze, getting those picks.
And you see there's only just a few seconds left. They have to go in now, or it's going to be the end of the match.
And
if you're trying to find some picks, but it's going to be the game.
Well, Stargaze already proven our predictions wrong, getting the first game on Micklin Heroes, and you know, Yeet proving that pretty convincingly as well, popping off, getting a really good triple there near the end of the game. Like, yeah, this is going to be definitely closer than I thought, honestly.
I mean, Stargaze is one of those teams that if they're on one of their good days, they're hard to stop. You saw the momentum was just too much for Micklin there. Just pick after pick and just keeping them weak.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems like Yeet was yeeting. Is that, can you even say Yeet was yeeting? Is that a thing, guys?
Maybe
so
Not anymore.
We can ask him.
Luke's so funny, guys. Good for
Oh
him.
my gosh.
Luke makes me laugh out loud.
I mean, to be fair, he was popping off. How can I say popping off at least? Is that okay?
You can.
Okay. I mean, ye seem to dominate on that pro there, really taking down Micklin. So I'm kind of surprised because I was actually the one picking Micklin in the prediction points, but besides the first minute, Stargaze took him down pretty easily. It seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the match, it did seem like Micklin had some sort of advantage. You know, they did get that kind of first control, and they were able to get it back again as well. But after that, it seemed like as soon as Stargaze got a good lockout, it just went downhill once Yeet got that pick on the ball point. After that, it seemed like Micklin was pretty much stuck on trying to pick off JB, who was just in that core. You know, I was saying earlier, like getting into that core is really, really important. And he was just there. He was just moving around, schmoving, you know, not letting anyone kill him. And that was basically, you know, kind of splitting the focus of Micklin here. And that's one thing you really can't do at this level sometimes. It's getting your focus split. Because if you don't focus on one thing, you know, they're going to do something. What they really wanted to do there was try to, like, focus the shot, get him down quickly so that they could push into, like, a 4v3 situation. But instead, we saw the 52 try to push Yi, and he went down while the rest of his team was still trying to pick off that shot in the back. So, you know,
another gifted sub too, right before game number 2. Just adding to the prize pool is Cherry Girl. So thank you. Another sub, and it's going to Yeet. Maybe this will cheer on Stargaze as we jump into game number 2. Thank you, Cherry. Micklin Heroes trying to tie us up at 1-1. Stargaze looking for a 2-0 up on Micklin.
So now we're going to Clamblitz the Reef. Now, comms coming out for both teams. Again, we kind of see actually a bit of a comm change coming out from Stargaze. Yeet still, of course, with that Slayer weapon. But we see Squib switching from armor to rapid, which means no armor coming out for Stargaze. Meanwhile, on the side of Micklin Heroes, the complete opposite, coming out with double armor, maybe to help out that non-52 get some really good picks. And of course, with that Tri-Slosh, you know, it's going to be really good on this map, especially with those slopes on Bridge. And currently, right now, Lumi seems like neither team has gotten complete control here. They're just fighting for Bridge.
I mean, right now, Stargaze is having trouble advancing, and they're just getting picked off. And the rapid goes down there, but Yeet with the machine is doing a good job of stopping momentum. There's a good triple.
Yeah, Yeet now pretty much getting solo defending that push there with his bit help with his teammates. And now Lau is going to have to back up. And Micklin here is only getting a clam, and you know, in this level of play, getting one clam isn't just enough, especially if you lose mid because of it. And that just lets the other team push back in. But as I say that, it is now a 3-3 situation. So, and now that's 2 down now for Stargaze, 3 down. This is going to be the chance for Micklin here to get another push going, and hopefully a bigger one for them, as they do have 18 clams ready, possibly trying to build a power soon, as there is a bomb rush going off behind them from JB, which is going to push them back to Bridge. Booyah Bomb also coming out. And right now, Lumi, Micklin Heroes does have the clans, but they can't seem to get past JB's bomb rush, unfortunately, as he does get another pick.
Yeah, you can see they're having trouble advancing. They did have the advantage there, but what happened? I mean, they're 3 down now. This is Stargaze's chance to push back and maybe take that lead. You see a good pick from Lat.
And now, once again, Stargaze just has control of this map right now. It does seem like Micklin's struggling to get a lot of that control. We see now Asteroid on this charger, maybe looking for a pick, but isn't going to find any yet, as Stargaze does start to push up again. They do have 19 clams to ready with a power clam as well, and honestly, if they can get a push going here, it can be really, really big, but they got to get past that nod, they got to get past that 50 that just jumped out, so that does help a little bit. You know, and right now, honestly, Lumi, it seems like they're kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity, but that might be their downfall.
Yeah, both of these teams are being very passive right now. They don't want to be too aggressive, but they're also trying to hold their own ground in the middle. But, I mean, you see, the armor comes out. This is their chance to get the advantage they need. They're trying to get as many points as they can in one go.
Yep, and Bombrush again coming out from JB there. Both teams have so many clans, but neither team is making much of a play. You would expect me, Micklin Heroes, trying to make more of those aggressive plays with that H-Jet, with that Booyah Bomb, with that double armor, just a no backline. They do get the splash, though, as Squib does pop baller, is going to have to back up here. maybe now Lex with this 15 might be able to find the picks they need. Is going to try to push Asteroid, who is going to back up. Booyah Bomb coming out from Lex.
Booyah's going to make way for their push, but Cass might go down here, and there he goes. He gets it in, popping the armor. That's going to make way for even more of the push to occur. You see the Jet trying to find the picks on Heat, but Heat just stays alive with that machine. And there he goes. I mean, Micklin is still doing a good job here.
That is going to be actually another wipe down on Stargaze, and we may be seeing a KO here. If they can get the clams and hold this, as another 3 clams coming in from Fear, that is going to bring it down to 13. If they can get the rest of these clams and try to hold this for Lex, who is going to come in here, is going to go down though. Lau going in for the clams, going to get one, going to get 2. Oh, one more clam.
Just one more and that'll be it, and Cass is going to try to get it, but it's just too hard.
Cass is going to opt to back up, which is definitely the better player. He does go down still though, unfortunately, but Micklin Heroes, they waited for that perfect opportunity and eventually got it, bringing it all the way down to 1. And with just a minute and 15 left, Stargaze is going to pretty much need either one really good push, or they're going to have to get a wipe here and make 2 really good pushes. So right now, it's looking really tough for them as JB goes down again. And honestly, Lumi, do you think they could come back from this?
I mean, I think they still do have the chance. I mean, this is Clam Blitz. One wipe can get you tons of points. We've seen that happen before, but it's really hard. I mean, you see, they have 2 specials on the side of Micklin. I mean, that's going to be hard to come back with.
Definitely. As Sphere here is going to go down to that torpedo from Squid. Lau jumping in, though. Going to be putting some pressure onto Stargaze with that power time score. Stargaze going to have to come back. Squib does go down. Lau on this agent, maybe looking for a pick, but he's probably going to go down, though. Lex getting those clams and bringing it down to 1 with a penalty of 6. And the push not getting them the KO, but definitely pretty much wasting Stargaze's time. They do have a pity now, though, so they could get up to 21 clams, and that is still not going to be enough, though. They're going to need like 2 power clams and a lot of clams after that, and probably around 2 wipes, maybe 1.5 if they're lucky, but he does go down.
Oh, but they're Lau with the kick.
Lau getting 2, maybe looking for 3.
Those are the picks that they needed.
Yeah, overtime right now for Stargaze. They don't even think they grabbed the power, and this kind of seems like this might be game here, as there is 2v2 situation here, so maybe they might be able to get the power in. Cass here gonna just jump over there, maybe trying to score the power coming into the game, but you know the game just ends anyway. So game 2 going to Micklin Heroes, and now we have a tied set.
I mean, that match was a lot more passive than our first one. The first one, there was just a lot of kills happening left and right. It just felt like someone was always dead. But on that one, it was just, I mean, of course, you saw a lot more kills coming out. You see JB with 15 on the splash, but it just felt like no one really advanced other than Micklin's really strong push there in the middle.
Yeah, it seemed like to me, guys, I don't know about you, but Stargaze felt like they didn't have anything to really move them forward in the match. There was no agency. It's like they had the snipe, they had the bomb rush that stopped Micklin a couple times, but other than that, I feel like they had nothing to actually go forward and score with, and that just seemed like an odd comp to pick for Clam Blitz to me.
Yeah, I mean, they did have that baller and they did have that bomb rush, so there is still things to go in with. But I feel like maybe that lack of armor might have been detrimental for them, since Micklin did have 2. And this is something that is kind of relevant for, kind of what the level that Stargaze Micklin is at, which is kind of like the top of like kind of mid-level. So, of course, they're not as good as Team Storm with WLR and Jackpot, for example, but they still are pretty good, but they still have some issues. And one of those issues kind of sometimes is kind of visual cues to push. This is something that you can notice sometimes where they kind of don't know when to push sometimes of things such as armor, because, I mean, if you think about it, right, when you see armor, right, you see, you become flashy, you look like you have this, you look powerful, so you go in impulsive. Yeah, you go in impulsively to get some picks, but
right.
If you don't have that, there's not really much of a sign to go in. So sometimes that might be affecting Stargaze in the sense that they don't really have that visual cue of, we have armor, okay, we can go in for picks now. And instead they're going in at random times, which might be, kind of making them play a bit off. So maybe the play is for them to go back to armor again, because, again, if Micklin does go back to double armor as well and stays that for the rest of the set, there is one thing that double armor destroys, and it is no armor comps unless the other team clearly has a complete counter to that armor.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. We do have a 1-1 set now. This is a best of 5 if you are just tuning in our Pro Splatoon playoff division. I want to say thank you real quick to the follows: LaCroix, Cole, Honor, Lori, and Marticho. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry for butchering it. I tried my best. Thank you guys for the follows and tuning into our Pro League action. We are in a best of 5. We are now heading into game 3. It is 1-1. Let's jump in to game number 3. We're going to Micklin Tower Control.
Yep. And we're going to be seeing now the comps coming from both these teams. I feel like one thing's going to be important here. Which team really has the more snowbally comp? And we already see from the side of Micklin Heroes, they have, of course, again, the no back comp. So they're definitely going to be a bit more aggressive. Fear, though, switching to that Tri-Selection of Votes, they're going to have a singular armor this time. And more often for that rain, maybe they put pressure on that top left from pushing. Meanwhile, on the side of the side of Stargaze, they're going back close to that Junior, but also going for that V splash for that Inkjet. Yeet's still on the machine. And Lumi, what do you think of these comps?
I mean, I think Stargaze is doing what they need to do. They have that armor that's going to give them not only the pace they need, but that armor to counter Micklin. I mean, that was their downfall in the last match. And I think you see, look, Yeet is doing a good job with that machine. Just went for 1v1, so that's what we need here. And you see, they're getting a good start. It's a lot like our first match, where they get the good start, and they might flip it here, but it seems that Ray is just causing trouble for Micklin.
Yeah, we see that Ray unfortunately is getting pace, but definitely put enough pressure there. Ninja coming out from JB does get shut down. Not does go down though as well, and now Squid getting pushed is going to go down. And Micklin Heroes now is going to try to take back control of this tower. You trying to push up for some more points. Might get picked off here by Lex. Lex finds it, gets the pick midair, shooting down that bird. And now Lex with this 52, maybe look for another one. JB does pick him off though. And, you know, Stargaze again
That's
just
3 down on Micklin, and that's going to let Stargaze go back.
And we see now Lau with this Inkjet kind of popping in an awkward spot maybe. It's going to go down to that Ray, unfortunately. And you have Asteroid getting another pick with the Ray, and that's 3 down for Micklin. This might be the snowball I was talking about.
And once they get past the second checkpoint, it's really hard to come back from it. They have to push and get the kills if they need, though. And you see they're trying to find resistance, and they do get 2 down inside of Stargaze.
Yeah, you hear though with this machine, able to get 1 before he goes down. Vester definitely going to back up as JB does jump in and unfortunately goes down. But now Micklin's going to have to go past 2 checkpoints and a little bit more, as for the first 2 minutes of this game, it has been just Stargaze. And Lau here now popping his Inkjet, maybe looking for a pick on the charge, who is going to opt to jump out to save his race. Smart play by him. Yeet picking off that Inkjet there. You know, he has been having a game, and honestly, he's been having a set today. Yeet here on this machine, and now maybe looking for another. Does come from his teammate to get that Tri-Launcher down. Is going to push up to the tower. Maybe try to get Lex here, that was on that 52. Maybe going to get away from him, but wait. The Junior does go down with the help of Yeet there, and now Lumi, we just see again, Stargaze just has this control. They're able to get that 1 pick that lets them come back in all the time.
We see right now it is 3v3 on the map. It's a little more equal here, but you see that there's a lot of pain for Stargaze. They have the opportunities they need, and they just keep getting the kills, and it's just Micklin is trying to find it, but they just seem to shut down all of a sudden. And it's still pretty equal on the map, and the armor coming from Micklin, that's going to give them the chance that they need. It's just the trouble is with that charger is just providing the stability that they need. Stargaze and the machine, of course. But you see the great Inkjet shot there from Lau. That could give them the opportunity to use that machine down.
Definitely, though, Ray coming out from Vesta. So this is going to definitely stall out that push for Yeet to come back. Rain, though, coming out from Fear. Is, right now, Micklingers is just going to have to push. They don't really have much of a choice, so they can't just let his Stargaze come back in. As I say that, they are going to get that second checkpoint. Throwing out that blue bomb to push them back. 3 right now on the tower for Micklin Heroes. Cat's going to go down into that tower, unfortunately. Fear and Lex going to push from behind. Take some picks.
Wow, 2 kills on the Jet. That's the wipe they needed. This might be the flip.
And this is going to be a lead flip possibly coming from Micklin Heroes. As right now, Stargaze will be able to get back there in time. Vespa going to get 2 picks with that charge.
That's getting the kills to stop that push. It's just loud, and that's essentially a wipe.
He's going to get a trail on JB, though, but that game just getting flipped like that loud with those picks. Just helping the Micklin Heroes get that lead there. And now Stargaze themselves is going to have to get all the way back to that checkpoint, get some points on it, too. And This is going to be very difficult for them, but not impossible as they already get a pick on that machine. The junior and the try, as now it's an unfortunate 2-2 situation with Lau on this knot here. He's been doing pretty much as much work as he has been doing for Stargaze, for Micklin here, and he's trying to get his jet possibly for defense as there's only 35 seconds, Lumi. This is looking really tough for Stargaze.
I mean, seriously, I mean, you see they do have two specials to go in with, but, you know, Ray and the Splash Down's not going to start your push. It's going to keep it going. And they're having trouble just getting the control they need in the foothold to start their push.
You know, right now there is only 15 seconds left. Yi is going to go down, but Fear's going to go down as well. Right now, 3-3 situation for pretty much these last 10 seconds. But with this armor, is going to have to find a way to get his team in with that paint. It's going to opt to go to this right stack as no one's on tower right now.
That pick's so loud. That's what they need to get past that first checkpoint.
The inkjet picks.
GG Booyah's going to just end it.
Yeah, the Booyah Bomb coming in, basically forcing Stargaze to get off that tower, just move away from it, and Micklin Hero is gonna come in and just take it. And you know, honestly, that pretty much the first 3-4 minutes of that game just was a whole Stargaze, but Micklin then Lau especially just turned it around completely to take that lead. And you know, Luke, you're just watching. That's pretty crazy, huh?
That was a crazy game. I mean, single-handedly, Lawo, whatever his name is, just won them that game because they had no right getting that push that far. And until he got that triple, I mean, that wiped out Stargaze. And without it, I don't think they would have made it even past that second checkpoint there. So congrats to him. That was a clutch moment. I was getting ready to talk about how well Stargaze was playing, and then all of a sudden, boom, triple kill, game flipped, GG's right there.
Yeah, and now we see Stargaze is on this back foot. You know, they're down. Basically, they're down 2-1. You know, if they want to win this, they got to win 2 in a row, which isn't the best situation to be in, especially against a team like Micklin Heroes. Micklin Heroes goes off momentum so hard. And, you know, especially after that triple Lau guy, like, he's definitely hyped to just keep going with that momentum, you know. But if pretty much I think Stargaze wants to win this set, you know, the first thing they have to make sure they don't let, you know, Lau do something like that again. But, you know, second of all, I think they are enabling Yi because Yi is getting some really good picks, but I feel like they're not enabling JB as much. You know, JB trying to get some stuff done sometimes, but we just seems die pretty much on most of his inkjets and kind of going down when he tries to push in. So it seems like JB needs to either work with his team more, or, you know, his team needs to work with him more to try and enable him more, because if JB and Yi can play together, you know, that can definitely help Stargaze to put even more pressure and possibly, like, actually take this to a game 5.
Well, and we got some crazy news here. After that pop-off triple kill, unfortunately, Lau has to go, and they are subbing in a player named NWLE Ride. So I don't know exactly who that is.
That is, I believe, Darley from Narwhal Gaming, actually.
Yeah, Darley is what Micklin says who it is. So, do you know much about this player, IPS?
Narwhal Gaming is another mid-level team. They're based pretty much when Narwhal Gaming and Micklin were both like insanely active. They're kind of the two Latin American teams that used to, you know, butt heads a lot. Like pretty much the two best mid-level Latin American teams. And, you know, Narwhal is definitely good in their own right, especially Darley. So, you know, unfortunately for Lau to have to go after that really good clutch there, but Darley definitely not a bad sub either. So, you know, Micklin Heroes still up that 2-1, you know, still with a good sub. So we're going to have to see here if Stargaze can maybe take advantage of that sub even then, because maybe coordination might be a little bit different.
Yeah, Lumi, we got 25 seconds till game 4. What does Stargaze need to do to push us to game 5 here?
I think they need to really rely on the beginning of this match to get their push going. I mean, if you have a sub coming in, they have to go back to that feeling out phase. See, the first match of all our sets, the teams feel each other out. And if you have a sub coming in, you have to take advantage of that new discrepancy, because within minutes, I mean, Micklin is going to go back to their aggression and their like really good plays that have shut down Stargaze. So they need to try and capitalize off of this small weakness while they can.
Yeah, well, it's been a good series so far. Let's see if we can get a game 5 out of this best of 5. Stargaze will need a win to do that. We are ready for game number 4, so take it away, IPS and Lumi.
Right, going into Splat Zone Starfish, the second Splat Zone map. of this map list.
Woo!
And we have a DC. Okay, well, that's a great start. Unfortunately from Cass.
Not much to say about that.
Yep.
At least we got to see them disappear. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Magic trick.
They got a replay anyway. It's not the end of the world, you know?
Zach, have you ever seen such a beautiful magic trick come out before?
Oh, dude, that's how you win games, dude. That's how you get it done.
Maybe they didn't disappear. Maybe they didn't DC. Maybe they disappeared and they're gonna flank the team. I mean, it's like an invincibility cloak.
This is Starfish. You wouldn't be surprised.
They reconnect halfway through. Oh my word! That's like Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble in 2018.
Yep.
That's exactly what everyone thinks of.
Oh well, we have a knockout coming here from Stargaze, so shouldn't be too long till we get to reset up. But man, that was a perfect timing, right as the game starts. You know, if you're gonna DC, might as well do it at the beginning, right?
Why not? Why not? Simply epic.
All right. Well, while we wait, we have a follow coming in from Tasty Dirty Sock. So
Well, that's a
validating right now.
interesting.
That might be one of the best follows we've had so far. I don't know. Well, while we get this set back up, I do want to take a second to just say thank you to the viewers who have helped support this league and to those who have donated. Much love to you guys adding to the prize pool. But as well, thank you guys for those new follows. We are on our way to the goal of 600. So we started this season saying, hey, we're at 400. Let's hit 500. And then there we go. Another one. Bada Splat. Badat Splat?
Bad at Splat. It's bad at Splat.
Bad at Splat. All right. Well, I tried 3 different ways, and IPS coming in with the clutch 4th way. And another one. X-Man Salt BC Twitch sucks. Okay.
Nice.
What are with these names today?
I don't know, man. I really do not know.
Great stuff. But anyways, as I was saying, thank you guys for the follows. And another one, Angry Cat, getting us closer and closer to that 600 mark. We literally started the season saying, hey, let's get to 500. And now partway through season 3, we're already saying, hey, let's shoot for 600. So Zach, how are you feeling as co-founder of WTP? How are you feeling about possibly hitting 600 this season?
You know, actually, I just got a huge payout from Twitch, so
Yeah,
I'm feeling good. I did. It was weird because it came in my bank account as something else, but it was $1,400 payout from Twitch. Pretty cool.
All right.
You mean a paycheck from your actual job?
No,
So I don't really care. I don't really care about the followers. I just care about this huge money I'm making.
Yo, Zach.
It's not about the people. It's about capitalism, baby.
Zach, let me guess what you're gonna do with that money. You're gonna get official merch for our WoW gang and send to all of them, huh?
Oh yeah, that's the plan, baby.
Did you see their win yesterday?
Yeah, of course I did. I would never miss an WoW game.
Yeah. None of us saw you in the chat.
I was watching from afar.
Sure you were.
What was the score line?
What was the score?
It was 3-1 a WoW game.
All right, fair enough.
So against who? Against
Tent Supremacy.
Wow, okay.
All right, fair enough.
Hey!
All right, well, we're getting a little bit of a delay from Micklin. See if we can get them back in here. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the amateur scene yet, it's pretty popping. We got 2 weeks of regular season left, so the playoff race is getting tight, especially for that number 4 spot. So Zach, as the OO gang fanboy, seeing them win yesterday, what are their chances now to make it to playoffs?
Oh, come on. Do you even have to ask me? Do you even have to ask? They're taking it. They're getting the merch made for them. So excited to buy a WoW Gang shirt. That beautiful beach logo. It's going to be so sexy. Of course they're taking the whole league, guys. Come on.
All right.
100%. 100%.
All right. Let's just forget about Xylo, guys. That don't exist. You know, don't worry about
never
it.
heard of them.
Yeah.
They're nobodies. Nobodies.
Sure. I cannot wait for next week. I cannot wait.
IPS, what are you going to do with your stimulus money?
He's not
I have no
American.
idea.
Luke,
Yeah.
what are you doing with your stimulus money?
Buying a Obo Gang hoodie.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank God. Let's go.
You know,
man.
I'm DM Neo Slayer from Xylo. And I told him, if you guys win the league, I'm going to use my 10,000 channel points to get merch made for you guys. Merch put on the store.
Yeah.
So they got that motivation to win because I'm saving my channel points now. I'm not really gambling more than 100 or so each time.
Well,
Can I get my stimulus paid out in Twitch points?
channel points? Yeah, totally.
That'd be cool.
Xylo has a pretty cool logo for the Northwest. It's got those evergreen trees. I feel like
it is
fit
hot.
actually for Zach and me. Perfect.
It'd be a very band shirt, I think. It's hot.
A WTP logo tier list.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Man, yeah, you could actually do a lot with that. That'd be a fun stream. Lumi, what are you doing with your stimulus money?
I mean, I don't know. Probably gonna buy 10 OO Gang hoodies. Could never.
I can't believe I got everybody in on this. Thank God.
I can believe it.
I am not in on this, by the way.
Come on. Me and IPS is the feud. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. Don't worry. It'll end next week when Xylo 3 goes WoW Gang. Because it's gonna happen.
I don't think that ends our feud.
Oh yeah, right. It's gonna end when we see a WoW Gang not making playoffs. Yeah, that's.
Oh, stop it!
All right. Well, guys, it sounds like Cass is having some real internet issues. We're going to take just a short break again just to see if we can get a sub in here to finish the series. It'd be a sad day not to be able to finish it. It's been hyped so far. So
of course.
Give us a couple-minute break. We'll try to get things settled, but it sounds like more than just a simple DC. So we'll see what happens, and just stick around, and hopefully we get a chance to end this series because Micklin is up 2-1 right now over Stargaze, just needing one more win. So we'll get things going and see if we can get things squared away and Micklin back with 4 players. So see you guys in just a moment. All right, everybody, we are back and getting some action of Splatoon again once and for all. We will finish this series, gosh dang it, one way or another. There is apparently heavy rain for Micklin's Captain Cass, and they are losing internet connection. So a few emergency subs coming in here. We have for Micklin, Fear, E-Ride, Wander, and Azen playing now against Stargaze, looking for one more win to push them further into the tournament. So IPS, as we have 1 minute till they choose all their weapons, can you tell us about these other players at all?
Well, two Narwhal Gaming members, again, I already earlier said about Narwhal, strong players, pretty much on the same level as Micklin. So, they're also, I believe they've talked to each other before. I think they're good friends. I'm not sure, but definitely rivals at least. So definitely good players. Then on the other hand, we have Shatterpoint, Dario or Wonder. Of course, remember Shatterpoint, which is a French team. He himself is a pretty strong player, pretty strong French player. So, pretty much still same level of strength as Micklin. Maybe they might not have the same synergy, but we'll see here now.
Yep. All right, well, we are 10 seconds away. We'll see if Micklin can actually pull this off. We'll see if their team can be coordinated enough, even with these emergency subs, or will Stargaze push us to that Game 5? So we are ready. Let's get underway for some more Splatoon action. We are going to Starfish main stage Splat Zones for game number 4.
Alright, so on Starfish zones here, we see both comps coming out from both teams. On the side of Micklin Heroes, we see Machine coming out from Eisen. We see Ballpoint coming from E-Ride. We see Dario on that Zap. Finally, Fear on that K-Shot. So a pretty actual standard shooter kind comp, of course, with the except for Machine. Pretty standard stuff. Meanwhile, on the side of Stargaze, we see that Splat and the Neo Splash and that Booyah Bomb K52. So definitely going to be looking for more of that paint type specials for the side of the Stargaze. Meanwhile, it seems like Micklin is more opting for kills. So as right now we see that Stargaze does get the first control of the game as Fear already gets a pick there on Yeet there. So this might flip over, and Lumi right now kind of seems like kind of a stalemate.
I mean, yeah, you see it's flipping back and forth. It's not really one person dominating, but right now there is a bit of an advantage for Micklin right now. You see they have good paint and but you see Jamie might get picked here, but you're doing a good job of just holding down the zone. And the missiles coming out is just going to make it even harder.
Yeah, we see now still control on the side Micklin Heroes. Unfortunate that JB went down that shark with that Fear's good reaction time, and E-Ride with this Ballpoint putting pressure on that other side. He's going to try to go for a flank, but Micklin is going to know he's there, so will he be able to get anything done? And he goes to 3-up in, armor coming out from Micklin. He goes down to Eisen, and right now with a 4v3 situation with the zone ticking down below 20. Pick coming in from Squibb there with the bomb. Maybe can help his teammates get into zone here and get the cap they need, but Zap also coming down. Zap coming out from respawn, and zone still for side Micklin Heroes. Now ticking below 15. Yeet going down. 3v3 situation. This is the last hurrah for Stargaze to get in here. And Squibb with that armor nearly at the ready. Not going to pop it instead off the paint zone. Pretty smart play, but unfortunately, picks coming from my right there. And that's going to be it. And Micklin Heroes is going to take the set 3-1.
All right, that is the match. That is the set. Very weird set here with a bunch of subs coming out from Micklin, but what can you do when you when you have weather problems and you are trying to figure it out, and there's not much that you can do with a LAN tournament or a non-LAN tournament when there are internet issues. So Micklin still getting the win though with those other players and their emergency subs. So GG's, and luckily for Stargaze, they do have another chance. They don't get eliminated from the tournament completely. They do get to play through the lower bracket and still have a shot at glory, a shot at money. So it is going to be okay for them. They will hopefully learn from this and continue to grow as a team. We saw some great action out from them earlier. especially from Yeet, I would say has been popping off during this set. So congrats to Micklin. They are going to be moving on, but for now we are going to take a quick break so that we can actually get set up for Jackpot and Squidding Good coming up here in a few moments. So stay tuned for more action here, and we will see you guys on the other side of the break. All right, well, we have made some new decisions here. You just saw Micklin take the victory 3-1 to Stargaze. However, we have determined as league managers, they had to use 3 emergency subs, which is pretty much not playing against Micklin. So we will reset the series later after we get Jackpot and Squidding Good going here. So it will be back to a 2-1 set, and Micklin will have to play against Stargaze again in a few moments after the Squidding Good Squidding Good Jackpot set. So it's not officially Micklin passing through quite yet, and hopefully they will get some of their internet back and some of their players back so that we can get a legitimate set going, and if not, then they may have to take the DQ loss. So we'll see what happens then. But as of right now, we are going to change up to our next set, which is going to be Jackpot versus Squidding Good. So let's talk about these teams. And here, if you don't know them, Jackpot is led up by Leafy. On the team is Xe, Q, Legend, and Shadowwind. But I believe IPS, you gave us the update that Q is no longer on the team, right?
Yeah, it's only Leafy, Legend, Shadowwind now, unfortunately. Xe and Q left, so they're not on the team anymore. And so they're probably going to be playing with a sub, I believe.
All right, and then for Team Squidding Good, we got Captain Porky. On the team is Fury, Shad, Gecko, Theo, and Orochi. So, Lumi, we saw this team for a couple weeks. What were your thoughts about Squidding Good from what we've seen?
I mean, I feel like they're one of the more solid teams we have here. They're not too overpowered, not too under-leveled. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They're solid. They have good skills. I mean, we've seen some really good carbon plays from Geku. We've seen some pretty good bubbles and squeezer plays from Porky. They're one of our more just all-around good teams, and sometimes they are on their game doing really well. Sometimes it's just not a good day for them. I think today this might be one of their days. They could take the set over Jackpot, considering that they're going to be playing with the sub and they've lost one of their best players. This could be their chance to move up into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Cherry Girl with another gifted sub. Thank you so much. Going to Cool Dude on that one. Almost getting to that 20 mark for gifted subs, which is absolutely insane. Thank you, Cherry Girl here. You are amazing. So we are getting our teams ready for game number 1. If you don't know, this is our Pro Splatoon playoff bracket. Micklin and Stargaze is a 2-1. We are going to reset there, but Jackpot and Squidding Good, the winner of this will go to the semifinals and play whoever wins in that other best of 5 Whole Lotta Rage, or the winner between Micklin and Stargaze. So a lot on the line. If you do lose, you go straight to the losers bracket. So a win here going into semifinals, that would be huge and a great chance to end the day making it to the finals that will take place next week and not having to touch the losers bracket at all. So Zach, if you want to set up predictions, and we'll get game number 1 started on here. Let me read the current rosters for both teams. We set up the first game. Squidding Good looks like they're playing Porky, Orochi, Geku, and Levi. And for Jackpot,
Theo.
What?
Levi is Theo. So
Theo, okay.
That's their
And then on Jackpot, it looks like Leafy, Q, and Shadowwind will be the roster. So with that knowledge in mind, guys, who are you predicting in this set?
So, well, I just saw in the chat there, I was about to mention it as well. Jackpot is actually playing with Q, so it seems like, Q is staying them for the rest of this tournament here. And who else did you mention there? You mentioned Leafy, Shadowwind, and who was the last one?
069KO.
069KO. I'm not sure who that is, but but basically this definitely is going to be actually tough for Jackpot since Q is there. They aren't missing their backline player. Meanwhile, Squidding Good is still the original roster. So I actually feel like Squidding Good is going to take this set personally.
Is it? It's not Kyo, is it?
I mean,
is the K in brackets?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Wait, the K is is it bracket K, bracket YO?
There's no bracket around the yo. It's just bracket K.
So wait.
That Kyo then.
That's Kyo. Oh, all
right. So Jackpot wins.
Well, not automatically, but they have a huge advantage here.
Well, not automatically, of course, yeah, but they do have one of the best players in the West, so yeah. This is basically Jackpot plus Keo.
All right. Well, I know where I'm putting my channel points. Where are you guys putting your channel points?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to, no, people. I'm just gonna put a
I think
couple
this
in
is
there.
Zach's chance to root for the underdog again. I think they really need it right now.
Gonna put 1,000 in there.
I'm putting it all in, baby.
All right. Well, this is going to be pretty dang good. I don't know. I mean, Squidding Good, I have seen good things out of them, so I'm not counting them out yet just because of one player.
Of course.
Especially as even if a player is amazing and they're subbing in for a team, it doesn't mean automatically they're going to have that chemistry, right? So
Of course.
we are ready for game number 1, though. This is Jackpot versus Squidding Good. Winner advances along to the semifinals. So let's get some hype in the chat. Throw out some emotes. Predict your channel points. Let's get ready for game number 1. Take it away, IPS and Lumi.
All right, so now we're going to Splat Zones, Sturgeon Shipyard. We've already seen this map before and how it's easy to lock out here or simply to not, lock out at all. And from both sides, we do see on the side of Jackpot, we see that Zach coming out from Shadow and Leafy on the Nautilus, Q on the Squeezer, and Keo on that Neo Splash. We on the side of Squidding Good, we have Geku on his famous Carbon, and of course, we got a Theo on that leader for as the backline of this team, and Orochi and Porky on that Zap and Squeezer respectively. And already, Squidding Good actually getting the first control here, getting some picks down on Keo and Leafy, as Geku does go down as well. And right now, Lumi, Squidding Good getting the first control here on this map with Bubbles to right for Porky.
For sure, we see the armor and bomb coming out. That's going to give the advantage for Jackpot. You see they flipped the zone right there. Leafy's going to try to find some picks and try to stay alive, but the bubbles are just being a nuisance for them right now.
A trade coming out from Leafy and Porky there, as right now Shadow and going to try to keep this zone for Jackpot. Points ticking down, and lead is going to shift to Jackpot's side, as right now I do have Bomb Rush to the ready from Keo. And Squidding is definitely going to have to find their specials as well and find a way to not go down with this Bomb Rush, or at least get outpainted by it, because the worst thing that can happen on this map is that you go for zone and a Bomb Rush outpaints you, then what are you going to do then, Armor going out, already went out for Squidding Good. Orochi here trying to make a player, is just going to go in, maybe try to pick off Q here, but going to get the trade with Q, and now it's a 2v2 situation. Pork here trying to make it his zone with the help of his bubbles, looking for that paint there. Leader is going to go down to, I believe that is Keo, who now is going to be going for the hunt on Porky. Leafy coming in to get that pick, and now it's going to be pretty much a delayed wipe on the side of Squidding Good. And right now, Jackpot is looking really, really good right now, taking down below 15.
Jackpot is cutting them all down one by one.
Yeah, and this might be the end of the game here unless Squidding can just get in and get the paint they need, and unfortunately, Gekun's going to go down to a bomb there, and that's going to be game.
I mean, you saw Squidding Good. They were a lot more spread out that time, and that Jackpot was just picking them all off one by one. It seemed like whenever we saw someone on Squidding Good getting killed, it was 2 or 3 just swamping them.
Yeah, and we see that game actually at Q opting to go Squeezer instead of Charger. Interesting pick, of course, but might have been just something that they were going with, maybe because, usually they don't play with Keo or something like that. But, definitely good start for Jackpot. Basically locking out Squidding Good and kind of stopping like around 1 or 2 of their pushes. But, yeah.
Yeah, seems like to me Jackpot definitely has the upper hand. Squidding Good able to get control in the beginning, though, so I'm not sold that this is just going to be a 3-0 sweep, because Squidding Good definitely had some moments in that game where I feel like they had enough to show me, hey, we have the players, we have the capability to take down Jackpot if we are playing on all cylinders. So Jackpot getting that first win is pretty big, but I'm interested to hear from you, Lumi. What does Squidding Good need to do on Clan Blitz the Reef to get this back to a 1-1 series?
I mean, honestly, they need to cooperate more. They need to try and stay together, push together, get the picks together, because you saw throughout that match, it was a lot of 2v1s and 3v1s that they were losing. I mean, it's just one person on Squidding Good trying to go in and get picks, and they would just get knocked out. They have to go together, rally around each other, and support each other. That's how you play at this level. You have to play as a team and not as 4 people.
Yeah. Well, we are ready for game number 2. Thank you guys for all the follows coming in, supporting the Pro Splatoon League. Yoshi, Max, Smoky Cheese, Boomer, and P Plastic. Thank you. And Dark Splatoon and Cherry, thank you for the sub as well earlier. I think I missed that one. So up to 20 gifted subs donating to that prize pool league. Thank you so much, Cherry. And we are ready for game number 2, Jackpot taking on Squidding Good. This time we are going to Clam Blitz the Reef. So IPS and Lumi, take us away for game number 2.
Right, so Clam Blitz Reef, we saw this map last time, Micklin just getting one push and pretty much bringing it all the way down to a near KO. So we're going to be seeing maybe one of these teams able to replicate what they did on that map. And I believe same comp coming out for Jackpot. Yup, except for Shadow, we're switching to Junior. On the side of Squidding Good, we see Orochi switching to that Tri-Slosher, one of the more optimal weapons for this map. And Theo going to that Rapid Pro Deco. So double armor coming out for Squidding Good as two of them are ready to go down. And maybe looking for a pick on the right there on one of the members. That's a wipe on Squidding Good, and they're already going to make a push here as Leafy with this power ram going to throw it in, get another clam in as well. Down already at 77. More clams going to come in probably from the rest of Jackpot here. As also Bubbles coming out for Q. Leafy going to push in with those. Going to get Porky. Right now, 2v2 situation for Jackpot Squidding Good. 1v1 situation. Shadowin probably going to try to score these clams. Not go down to Orochi, though, who's going to defend the front of that basket. And going to get the pick on Shadowwind. And now Lumi already down to 62. Squidding Good stopping that push before it got really, really disastrous.
I mean, it felt like if it just went on a couple seconds longer, it could have gotten really bad. You see they got wiped just like that seconds. But right now, I mean, you see that from the side of Jackpot, they have tons of paint, and that's really enabling their players to do a lot of the work right now and get those kills. Because, I mean, the map is, before we saw that the balance went back, it was all yellow. And they have two people with LDE that just makes it worse. That's going to be the downfall of Squidding Good here. I mean, a carbon is one of those weapons that relies on paint, so they have to start pairing or they can't do much. And as I say that, Geku getting a good pick, and they're getting the points that they take that lead. They're just trying to find more picks, and you see it just ticking down even more. Porky with the bubbles, trying to find something, but they do go down.
Yeah, really good push there from Squidding Good. They were getting got three down, and they were able to work from that. Gecko's getting some really good picks, getting to jump it for his teammate. Right now, Jackpot going to have to make the play to come back in here, as they're going to have to take out Orochi on that flank. And now going to be a 4v3 situation. Actually, 3v3 situation is Geku coming in with this carbon, able to get the pick on Leafy. Right now doing some really good work for Squidding Good. Nearly with 9 clams here, nearly with a power clam. Splash does go down on the side of Jackpot. And right now, Squidding Good, with this lead, with not even that much map control, are just trying to keep that control, as Leafy does get pick on Orochi here. And still 11 clams at the ready for Squidding Good. They're still trying to push up. They're still trying to keep that pressure on, and that might be their downfall, as Leafy gets another pick on Porky there. And now with Leafy ready, this might be a chance for actually Jackpot to push, as Inja coming out from Leafy, looking for that pick on the person in the corner there. That jump out does happen, and now a 4v2 situation with 90 clams ready. Clam goes in, and this is going to be another push for Jackpot Lumi.
This can be a big push if they make the most of it. I mean, Leafy has been providing a lot of support right now for their team, not only as a player, but also as an anchor on that Nautilus. You see they're getting a lot of picks, and they're just helping their team to stay stable. When you see that clip, that's doing a really good job of just keeping the pressure going. But you see it's 3 down on the side of Jackpot, and that's the white. That's going to get Squidding Good the comeback that they need, but they have to make the most of it all they can.
Yeah, that was a really, really good push from Jackpot there. I saw Q's bubble that were pretty much planned to help Shadowwing get in there and get most of his clams, and also help him get a pick. That really helped Jackpot getting all the way down to 13, and now Squidding Good getting one clam in, but that's not going to be enough. If they don't get anything else in with this, they're not going to have gotten any points, giving another power to Jackpot, which can actually set up Jackpot to maybe end the game early with a KO if they have the chance. And, Jackpot still holding control of their basket, trying to get mid here. Keo going into mid, taking a fight, not really finding anything. No one really finding anything there in bridge. Everyone kind of just drops. Unfortunately, Porky goes down that side with those bubbles. Reach trying to push in with the try there. He's going to get a pick. Bubbles coming out from Q here, not finding anything. This might be the push, though, coming from Squidding Good, as Q is going to get backed up all the way. Power comes from Orochi, scores it in, pops armor. Clams now coming in from Squidding Good, down to 24 here. They still need more clams to want to make something happen. Geku, last one alive. It does.
Oh, that's a wipe for Squidding Good. It seems to just split back and forth. I mean, one team gets wiped, and all of a sudden you see Jackpot, they're coming back in. You see all the paint, just that's enabling their players to apply the pressure and keep putting good back.
Yeah, of course.
The jet coming out from Luffy, that's going to try to increase that pressure and doing a good job of making way for Jackpot.
Yeah, the jet is going to go down, though. Now with 19 clams to the ready for Jackpot, maybe Shadow going to try to go from the side here, but Porky knows where he is. So the 4v2 situation, Shadow can just move where he goes and rotate. This could actually be the game-winning push for Jackpot here to get it in. Shadow, unfortunately,
oh, but they miss it.
And, you know, leaving, trying to put those clams, push those
The
clams.
kill might save it. And
2 clams going
just
in
like
now.
that.
Only 10 clams needed, and that is a KO. Jackpot now up 2-0 against Squidding Good. Squidding Good on the back foot here. Gonna need the reverse sweep to win this set.
There's a lot more resistance to that game from Squidding Good, but still, just there was this few moments where they just weren't organized enough, and they all went down, and it just gave Jackpot the moment to capitalize and get the points they needed to get that knockout.
Dang, guys. I thought that was going to be a Squidding Good win, too. I thought it was going to be the 1-1 series. They were doing pretty well. I mean, I think, Lumi, to your point, Jackpot really had control a lot of the time. But Squidding Good got 3 opportunities, 3 scores in. But it just seemed like Jackpot had a lot bigger pushes when they did push. And I think that's definitely why they are a great team. And now up 2-0 over Squidding Good, guys. This is looking like Jackpot could sweep Squidding Good once again.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like, honestly, I was not expecting this. You know, I really not expect for Q, and especially the Keo, to be playing in this set today, you know, but you probably were just playing themselves, you know, even though Q left the team, you know, decided to finish the league, at least with Jackpot. You know, that's definitely good on them. You know, Keo coming in for that clutch stop probably for Legend. So, you know, right now, definitely a really, really strong roster for Jackpot. And, you know, I was saying, I think earlier, just like, you know, WLR might just easily take this, but I feel like, you know, if Jackpot just wins this game here, sweeps Squidding Good, WLR might have a pretty big challenge on their hands against this roster of Jackpot.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Jackpot really coming out. We unfortunately didn't get to see them much in the regular season because every time they were up against another team, that was the one team that would either DQ or dropped out of the league. So it's great to see Jackpot playing so well. And, you know, Squidding Good, of course, still not out of it. So, Lumi, this is their last chance. Backs up against the wall. They need to win 3 in a row. How do they get at least 1 here to get us started on tower control?
I mean, it's going to be really difficult. I mean, they're down 2 against some of the best players we have here in the West. It's going to be hard, but they still do have that chance. You saw they had some instances where they were resisting, but if they can rally together, they need to work. Maybe a comp change could help them, but you see, they're working with weapons that they're confident with. It's really just a matter of how are we working together and how are we utilizing our plays. They need to work on bigger pushes, not multiple smaller pushes, especially on tower control.
Yeah, well, we are ready for game number 3. Jackpot trying to move straight into those semifinals. Squidding Good trying to push us to another game, at least game 4 here. Let's see what happens on tower control Mako Mart.
All right, so tower control Mako Mart. Last time we saw here, Lau, with that really clutch triple, basically just instantly getting the lead. You know how basically this map can really change leads really, really fast. And as per usual, pretty much normal comp coming out from Squiddy Good. You know, Orichi going to that Zap, Theo on that charge. Meanwhile, for the side of Jackpot, we see their usual comp, but actually a Thunder coming out from Shadowwind, a weapon that we've been seeing kind of returning lately on modes like TC, getting that point buff. And even with that torpedo buff, it's still a pretty strong weapon. As I say that, though, it seems like first control is going to go to Squiddy Good as they start their push right now. Keo sharking on this stack, trying to make the hero play that Jackpot needs right now to stop this push. Getting 1, maybe looking for 2 here.
Getting 2.
Maybe looking for 3 here. It's Keo, and with the help of his teammate, gets the assist there, and Keo there just making a really, really great play to put basically Jackpot right back on top.
I mean, you saw that was a reverse wipe. It seemed that Squidding Good did have a chance here to get a lot of points, but just like that, the other team took them all out.
Yeah, and we see
trying to find some picks here. Good Inkjet.
That's 3 down again on the side of Squiding Good. Orichi is stuck on his own. He's going to go down as well here. He's going to lose his armor now. And this seems to be that snowball that we talk about here on Malcolm TC. And right now, Squidding Good definitely stuck on the back foot. They're going to have to try find an opening here, especially Gecko on this Carbon, who right now is just getting torpedo spam. Origi here trying to come in with Leafy down. They do get on tower. They do take out Shadow Wind. 2v4 situation for Jackpot right now. Q goes down as well, and basically Kyo going to opt to back out right now, I believe. And going to actually go down in mid, and this is now the chance for Squidding Good to push back in as they also get another pick on Leafy.
I think that instance right there, that push is where we see the discrepancy between these teams and how we have a lot of higher level players in the other team. We saw they were rotating their aggression. We saw Kyo and Q were up there first, and then Leafy just went in there to try and get more picks, and that's going to really help them to keep their push going. That's giving them the power they need to get down to 5.
Yeah, right now Kyo on the splash is doing so much work. Even though he went down there, he just outsmarted Theo there. He didn't even push him with his gun. He just threw a couple of burst bombs and killed him that way, and that's the kind of plays that wins you games sometimes and gets you the picks, puts you in advantage. As I said though, right now, Squidding Good is in a 4-2 situation. Q is going to opt to jump out, which means this might be now a push coming from Squidding Good. As right now, they are distracted though on Leafy on this side who does get a pick. And is going to now jump out after jump through their teammate. And now, to that situation for Squidding Good, their chance of pushing just got ruined by Leafy's pick there. Make that 2. You see right now, Q now getting their pick on Q. Now, Q nearly with bubbles here at the ready. It has him ready now. 2v4 situation though for Jackpot, so maybe she might decide to save them. As Leafy jumps the kill here as they're holding this left stack in. Lumi right now, it definitely seems like Squidding Good is just struggling to get out of Jackpot's control.
You see, they're really struggling. Yeah, I mean, I agree. They can get a couple of kills, but they're not accelerating into taking true control. People will be trying to find kills here with their bubbles, but they are going to go down again to Kyo's burst bomb, just causing even more trouble there. And that's going to give Jackpot another chance to push even more. But this is going to make it even harder for Squidding Good. I mean, this push might not get them the KO, but it's definitely going to waste their time.
Yeah, for sure now. And we see Leafy on this inkjet once again. Last time she popped this, it got pretty good picks. And Orichi is just going to drop from the incline. Going to really good inkjet shot there by Leafy. That's going to be now a 3-2 situation. KO might be incoming for Jackpot here to end this set. And it does. Jackpot takes down Squidding Good with a sweep. Now going on to take on WLR in the semifinals, I believe. Actually, no, sorry, is now going straight to the actual semifinals. WLR still has to play their set. My apologies for the mistake there.
All right, you guys said it. Jackpot taking this win 3-0. It was a bloody mess there. Lumi, I loved your thoughts there. It seemed like Squidding Good, they could get those picks. They could fight just as well against Jackpot, but they weren't getting the paint. They weren't getting any control. They weren't getting the tower. Even when they were getting those picks, it seemed pretty hopeless there from the start, right? As soon as Jackpot got one push going, that's really all they needed. And it seems like Jackpot, guys, is going to be moving on to the semifinals. We'll see who it is that they face there, but they are looking pretty dang good, if I don't say so myself. Whew.
I think their new roster with Kyo, that's going to be really deadly to fight against. I mean, he's one of our best players here, and that's just going to make Jackpot's roster even more menacing, and that's going to make for a really good set against a whole lot of rage.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said earlier, I did not expect for Jackpot to, have Kyo, and I didn't expect even have Q, even then, although I feel like even if they didn't have Kyo, if they had Legend, they would have still won that set, but having Kyo is definitely going to help them a lot. It's definitely going to help Leafy and Shaolin to make even more plays. Because here's the thing, you find out as you play more of the game competitively and such. Even if you're not as good as a player that's a lot better than you, that player that's a lot better than you can enable you to do more things. Just because they're just smarter, they will help you do more things. You can push up with them more. You can, that kind of idea. So. Having Kyo play for Jackpot will definitely help, for example, even Shadow Wind on his support weapons, even himself to get even more picks. So this is definitely really good for Jackpot to have Kyo there right now playing today. Especially, it's going to be definitely really important against WLR.
Yeah, well, impressive win. Of course, Squidding Good going to have a chance next week in the losers bracket. Maybe they improve. Maybe they get something going, and they still have a shot. But for now, we are going to move on. I did get word from Micklin that they are giving up and getting that DQ loss, unfortunately, to Stargaze because of power outages and also having a conflicting tournament right now. So they are going to be put into the losers bracket going into next week. So we will get Stargaze versus WLR coming up next to see who makes that semifinal against Jackpot. So stick around and we will see you guys soon on to the other side here. All right, welcome back to today's broadcast. We have the Pro League playoffs. We are going through the winner bracket today, and then later next week we'll see the loser bracket up to the finals, and we will play the finals next week. And this is for the title of WTP Pro Splatoon Top Team, as well as the prize pool, which is growing and growing over the season for all of our 3 leagues, the Amateur, Academy, and the Pro playoffs here today that you're watching. So we are glad that you are here today. If you don't know much about us, we have mini Splatoon leagues, and we got more stuff coming up. This is just season 3. We are still learning, still growing, but Academy playoffs happened yesterday. They will have finals next week, and our mid-level teams, the amateur teams, 2 weeks of regular season more, and then we will get 2 playoffs the following week after that. So thank you guys for joining and supporting us here today. Here is the bracket so far. It is not updated, so let me make sure to actually refresh. Here we go. Please show up there. Yes? No? All right. There we go.
There we go. It's all good now, yeah.
All right. So IPS, as we get Stargaze here in the lobby, is going to take a moment or so. Why don't you just kind of recap here today what we've seen so far?
So Stargaze is here right now because, of course, Micklin had to be DQ'd since they are currently playing another tournament. They had some internet issues as well. You know, it's just not good for them right now. So basically, you know, they did kind of win off the DQ, but they still did get a game on Micklin, and it was pretty convincingly as well. So we're going to see. So it's definitely, they haven't played bad today at all. They've been playing well, but I can say all this, I can say all that for Stargaze, but then you look at their opponent, and it's, you know, it's WLR. So I don't have too much hope for them. I'm going to be honest. You know, right now, that's, I believe, it is Gator, Nylon, Domo, and Madness. So, you know, right now the odds are definitely stacked against Stargaze.
Yeah, and we've seen this matchup before. To be fair, I think it was a little bit closer. Stargaze didn't win any of the matches. It was closer than what most people thought it would be. And it was kind of the controversial time, if you guys missed it a couple weeks ago, of Whole Lotta Rage.
Whole Lotta Rage was not taking the set completely seriously, to be fair.
Well, I mean, it was a question of, is it serious? Is it troll picks? Is it trying out new comps? I mean, we saw, what was it, like a double roller, double junior, something weird?
Double carbon, double junior, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was controversial of how close that series was, but, you know, this was 3 weeks ago. Stargaze has been playing, has been, you know, improving. I know they're still a team that is trying to grow, trying to improve. We had a great interview with Yeet last time, and Yeet today, honestly, against their set against Micklin, even though they lost 2 matches, I thought Yeet, when the camera was on him, was playing pretty dang well.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
He was playing really good. He was definitely playing good.
Yeah,
He was definitely playing good, yeah.
So there probably isn't a ton of hope if we're being real. I don't think many people are going to probably put channel points down on Stargaze. But you never know. A Whole Lotta Rage. They seem like a really dominant, really great team. But, you know, who knows if they troll a little bit too much, if maybe they don't take Stargaze seriously and don't take the tournament seriously. You never know what can happen, right? Oh.
Yeah, of course. Like, we might be seeing the craziest upset happen right here, right now, but who knows? I'm still just, I'm still just kind of, not hopeful at all.
So we'll either see what we're all predicting, or we'll see one of the greatest upsets of all time. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, not the greatest upset of all time. There has been so many upsets that have happened, but definitely one of the more crazier ones for sure.
Yeah. Well, Zach, as media man and prediction runner, are you seeing any votes come in for Stargaze here?
Have we even put up? Wait, do I even have it up? Oh my gosh, guys!
You did put it up.
Guys, I did it all by myself. Are you proud of me?
I'm so proud.
Thank you.
It's over 11,000 to 538.
Okay. Yeah.
The top, but yeah, the top bet is 417 for Stargaze, where it's about 6,000 for a Whole Lotta Rage. So Stargaze obviously taking this home, and then Awo Gang gonna take it after that.
Alright, fair enough.
Please mute yourself, my friend. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got 30 seconds to the first matchup, so Lumi, real quick, put your mind as if you were Stargaze. What mindset do you go into a game like this, taking on a Titan like Whole Lotta Rage?
I'd say try to focus on what you can do to disassemble their comp. I mean, and with these really strong players, you have to try and pick it apart and then go from there. I think they should really try to focus on who can we take out first, and then how can we accelerate that into something even bigger. So they need to rally around that idea and just try to go with it. I mean, this is going to be one of their hardest matchups.
Yeah, well, we are ready for game number 1, so throw in the chat who you are rooting for. We got Whole Lotta Rage taking on Stargaze. Winner of this best of 5 moves straight on to the semifinals. Let's get into it.
All right, so now we are going on to certain Shipyard Splat zones from both sides. We see the same comp coming out from Stargaze. Now on the side of WLR, it does seem like they are going with the usual WLR comp. We see Nylon on that machine. We see Manus on the Nautilus. Zap coming out from Domo. Gator going with the Swiffer, a weapon that he definitely has played often before. And already WLR getting the immediate wipe onto Stargaze. Already taking control of pretty much the whole of their court. And just already so much control for WLR, Lumi.
I mean, right now their comp is a little more aggressive. They're running 2 armors. They have that jet, and they don't really have a backline. The most great they have is that Nautilus, which it can serve to provide stability, but also get the kills. And you see, it's really helping them to get the picks they need.
Yeah, for sure.
You try and find some picks there on the machine, but just can't seem to find anything.
The machine gonna get a trade there against Zab. Manus here dropping it to 3. Does get help from his teammate to get 1. And Manus is gonna get 2, I believe, there. And really good double coming out from him. This is gonna pretty much just elongate even more the lockout as another one goes down for Stargaze. And honestly, right now, Lumi, if Stargaze can't find a way out of this, it's gonna be game already as we're taking down below 10 soon.
I mean, yeah, JV would have to do something crazy here, but there's not enough time.
And that's going to be game already. WLR taking up the set 1-0 against Stargaze. Just outright dominance out there. Like we saw Manus at one point. Looked like he was going to go down, but just getting 2 picks with help of his teammates. And, we look at that comp and you might think it's a bit more supportive, but just Domo and Gator are just really, really aggressive on those armor weapons there. See 8 picks coming out from the Swift. Just WLR right now playing really dominant.
Yeah, I think this time they're not messing around. It seemed like right off the bat, I mean, it was a moment that Stargaze was alive, and then it was all of a sudden they were wiped completely off the map, and not one single chance to get back in there, except for JB slipping into the zone at the last second. But as you said, Lumi, it was far too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they couldn't really find a time to even go in the whole time. It just felt like Stargaze is respawning.
Yeah, pretty much. Just WLR pretty much just showed us like prime top level lockout gameplay. Just staying on that core, having, for example, I think it was believed either the machine Nylon or Domo there on that top left, just pushing up on that charger who thought they could get a peek in. At one point, like I said, we just saw Manus get rushed by 2, but of course, just he calls that out, or maybe uses his signaling button since Manus actually never talks. But then his teammate just comes in, sees that, goes, all right, I gotta help Manus out here, and he helps him, and they just get 2 picks just like that. Like that right there is top, just top level play. Calling out always where everyone is, just knowing when you need to help your teammates, calling out when you need help. Coming in quickly and efficiently, getting those picks, getting the zone, just painting, just pretty much everything done perfectly there by WLR.
Yeah, and it is a dominant team, number 1 seed, so it's not surprising to see them up against a lower seed here in the pro teams. Really just dominate. For those who don't know this team, I mean, all their names are goofed up here, but Nathaniel 2 is Nylon. Nathaniel without the 2 is Gator, and PYT is Domo. So if you've seen some Splatoon action before, you probably recognize their actual names, their recognizable names there. So we are ready for game number 2, Whole Lotta Rage. Dominant in that first game. Let's see if they can keep it up, or Stargaze will somehow pull off an upset game here and take us to a 1-1 set so far.
We're coming up now to, I believe it is I actually forgot the map. See when it loads up here. All right, yeah, Clan Blitz Reef. We're gonna see now the two comps coming out from both teams. You know, maybe WLR was still taking it serious, and they are still taking this seriously. We see now from actually the side of WLR, we have still Nathaniel 2, aka Nylon, on that machine. Domo still on the Zaptor, Gator still on the Swiffer. You know, we see Madness switching on over to that 10 to help get them get pushed. It already goes down. Meanwhile, on the side of Stargaze, we have Belugas coming out from Yi and pretty much their usual comp, except for Veston that Explosher as well, but already just picks coming out from WLR, and it just seems like already so much control. It's, you know, Nylon, this machine is just getting picks here, has Splashdown at the ready. Right now, they're trying to build clams. They have, when they pop armor, they clam in, Splashdown coming out from Nylon. Right now, not much picks coming out from WLR, but even then, it seems like just pretty much locking out Stargaze. As I say that though, Lumi, just Stargaze is able to defend that as the push pretty much ends at 74.
I mean, for sure, you see they're having trouble getting like control again, but they are doing a good job of shutting it down. Just if it's gonna stay this way, Stargaze won't get their chance. But you see, as I say that, 2 down inside a whole lot of rage, this is their chance.
That is 3 down now.
They only have 10 tips ready right now, though.
And right now, Power Clam down by Yi. He's going to score this as, unfortunately, Expo does go down on the side of Stargaze. Madness with that flank kill on him. Lead does shift now to Stargaze as Madness going to try to do the 1-1 against JB here. Looking for that pick. Maybe with help with Nylon and Domo here. They are able to get 1. They're going to get 2. And that's a wipe, basically a delayed wipe now on Stargaze as not even a big lead from them. And, you know, WLR is going to push right back in with this. Nathaniel, a.k.a. Gator, going to get that in. Now lead shifting right back to WLR. These games are really, really quick, as we said, Lumi. And now another power coming in. Nylon with that splashdown. It might be another pretty much 3-down situation. As I said that, though, pick coming from Squibb on Domo there. Now stuck. 1 pick from Nylon. That is 2 from Nylon. He is just putting in the work right now for WLR, just getting these really important picks for them.
1 after 1, the clam's just getting thrown in. Just 1 more to end it. And there's the end.
WLR just, you know, at one point it seemed like Stargaze had somewhat of a chance, but immediately just picks just happen. And after those picks happen, WLR gets control. You know, Nylon got in the car. And after that, it just got picks after pick after pick.
You saw the resistance was all right, but it just fell apart 1 by 1. They all went down, and it just made way for a whole lot of rage to take that KO.
Yeah, it seemed like Stargaze had a decent start to the game, even though a whole lot of rage scored first. They kept them to 74 and then got their own push, got their own lead. So, hey, props to Stargaze for showing up and giving us something to talk about in that second game. It was a lot closer, at least, than that first game. But, man, a whole lot of rage. Just seems like they're so dominant, they're so controlling, and they're so dang quick. I mean, if I'm trying to picture myself playing this game, and how do you fight against the speed and the coordination of Whole Lot of Rage, guys? How is that even possible?
I mean, there is a way to do it, you know, like teams have beaten Whole Lot of Rage. You're not some unstoppable team. Like, you know, there are teams that can be a Whole Lot of Rage, you know. Well, to be fair, few teams, you know, there's not a lot of them, but even then there is a way to play against them. But, you know, even right now, looking at how Stargaze plays, you know, I really don't know an answer to give to Stargaze on how they can beat WLR right now, because it just seems like even when WLR goes down, as they went down 3 down at one point, you know, Stargaze got pushed to get the lead. Even then, just WLR was like, all right, whatever. Just pushed right back in immediately. And, you know, Nylon, even on his own against 2 people, just gets those picks, you know. And, you know, then while he's just there getting picks and, you know, Stargaze is trying to focus him, you just have people from front putting in clams. And, you know, it just really, really seems like Stargaze is heavily outmatched here as it looks right now.
Well, they're going to get one more shot here to push us to further games in this best of 5. If you're here to root on Stargaze, start doing it right now in the chat, because they need a lot of help. Down 2-0 to a Whole Lot of Rage so far. It hasn't looked great. They still have a chance to pull off a miracle. Can they do it? Let's jump into game number 3. Mako Mart Tower Control.
All right, now coming out from Stargaze, we see that Rapid once again. So Actually, Vesta going for the junior now, so this is a no back comp coming out from Stargaze. He on those V-Glugas for the Inkjet. Meanwhile, on the side of WLR, we see pretty much the same comp, except man is on that Clash Blaster, the infamous Clash Blaster, if I do say so. And right now, you're trying to push on to Gets one. Is gonna try play it right here, maybe to get another one. Is gonna help his teammate to get that zap there. And right now, it seems like this is still a push WLR, as we even see here. Even though he got those picks, WLR is still keeping that control. They're still putting up that pressure. It is just like even when
it felt like Stargaze had an advantage there, but it's not working out for them. A whole lot of rage is starting to snowball soon.
Yeah, it just seems like whenever even there is a couple down on the side WLR, it just seems like, all right, we're 2 down. This is a 2v4, yeah, but like, what if we just said we're better and just kept pushing in? And, that's just what's happening here. Nylon pretty much just facing your spawn. Gets a pick on the junior there. Gonna find another pick. Actually, no, he's gonna get that splashdown cancel. Gonna go for the tower now, maybe to stop it, but Domo, though, gonna try to stop that, but Yeet's still gonna get that pick there. Yeet right now pretty much saving the game for WLR, getting a quad.
Good double on Yeet.
Stargaze.
Man, triple with the jet.
That is a 5-man for Yeet there on WLR. That is a clip going to Twitter. And right now, Lumi, Stargaze now giving themselves a chance to push back in as he gets another pick.
You see, there's 5 for Yeet. That's really helping Yeet. Keep counting up.
Yeet, I think he got like a 8 to 9 man in the span of 30 seconds. But unfortunately, Nolan's going to pick him off there at the end, pretty much stopping most of that momentum here, now putting major pressure on that tower. He himself now is going to get a pick on Squib and going to get, I believe, another pick on that junior. And now, once again, control is back to WLR.
You see a whole lot of rage, even despite Yeet's amazing kills there. It's not going to be enough to carry at this level. You can't have one person get all the kills. Whole lot of rage is just coming back to the pushing up, getting that tower further and further. See, the man is pushing up with that flash, getting those good picks there.
Yeah, just right now, even though we look at the Ks up for Stargaze, literally Yeet has pretty much more than his whole team combined, and it just seems like the rest of them are struggling to get much done. And we might be seeing a KO come here as Madness on his flash. They're going to pop this right in front there. Nylan keeping on the control on the right. Gator's going to ride this tower to victory. And that is another 3-0 sweep. WLR beating Stargaze. Now advances to the semifinals against Jackpot. Yo, Luke,
right, yeah.
What did you think of that? What did you think of that 8 to 9 man coming out from Yeet?
Yeah, I mean, that was some play right there. I mean, a whole lot of rage, of course. GG's to them. They get the 3-0 sweep. But Stargaze putting up a fight, and man, oh man, if Yeet did not just make a name for themselves in front of 60 viewers, that was incredible. I think, as you said, yeah, it may have been 2 wipes in a row. I mean, it was like 8 kills back to back to back, and that was just an insane play. Zach, please tell me that one is going up on Twitter.com.
Oh, they're all already up, baby. I got it.
That was crazy, but of course, besides that, it's still a whole lot of rage. 3-0. So GG's to Stargaze. They will be in the losers bracket next week. They will have a chance still to progress in the tournament, but a whole lot of rage now in the semifinals against Jackpot. Lumi, what were your thoughts watching whole lot of rage there over those 3 games?
I mean, their momentum, it just seemed to never end. Even when Stargaze had them 3 down or even wiped, it just felt like within seconds, Whole Lotta Rage was back in control, dominating over them. It was really fascinating to watch, to see how even after suffering losses at the end of a push, they can just come back and continue just the rage. I mean, that's why they got their name.
Yeah. Well, congrats again to Yeet in that clip. Go hit it up as WTP Esports. Just put it in the chat. But right now, we already have Jackpot pretty much in the lobby waiting on 1 player. So let's just take a look for a moment. Let's update the bracket for you guys, just in case you have come in here late, so that now you can see what's really going on. So IPS, as we get ready for the semifinal, take us away where the bracket is right now.
So, of course, you see, like we said earlier, Stargaze getting that DQ win against Micklin Heroes. Then, of course, going against Whole Lot of Rage. And unfortunately, even though Yeet got an amazing Twitter clip, still going down 3-0 as the Whole Lot of Rage advances to semifinals. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, Jackpot taking down Squidding Good 3-0. And as well, moving on to the semifinals in the set we're going to see now, Whole Lot of Rage versus Jackpot. And then, of course, next week, we will be seeing Squidding Good versus Micklin. The winner of that will be playing Stargaze. And the winner of that will be playing whichever team loses here today. So we're going to see a pretty hype BO7 here. You know, a Whole Lot of Rage looking really, really, really strong. Jackpot also looking really, really strong. Both of them winning their semis matches with a sweep. So this is going to be a pretty tense set here.
Yeah, speaking of maps, we now move to a best of 7. You can see right here, we're starting off with Starfish Main Stage Rainmaker, followed by Inkblot Tower Control, Skipper Pavilion Splat Zones, Anchovy Clam Blitz. Someone could win those 4, but if not, then we'll move on to Wahoo World Splat Zones, Piranha Pit Tower Control, and Snapper Canal Clam Blitz. So as we get ready for game number 1, Lumi, anything you want to say about these maps and modes?
I mean, I think these maps, it's going to be kind of the similar plays we've been seeing. A lot of that back and forth, the wipe after wipe, just a lot of aggression. Because, I mean, you see a lot of these maps, like, for example, Starfish Rainmaker, that's, I mean, the nature of Rainmaker itself, but it's also, it can be pretty chaotic, especially with all those areas to flank. It can be a really dangerous map. I think that this map set in particular is going to be really exciting. And I hope that we can get to game 5 or 6 or 7. Hope it's not just a 4-0, but with Jackpot and a Whole Lot of Rage going against each other, I don't see a 4-0 sweep happening for either of them.
Yeah, well, as we set up for game number 1, let's put the predictions out there already. What are you guys feeling? What are you guys taking? Whole Lot of Rage versus Jackpot. Zach, I'll come to you first. Who are you predicting here? Is Zach even here? Okay, well, we'll move on to IPS, I guess.
You know, even though Jackpot has Keo, you know, even though they still got Q for this set, I do feel like WLR can still come out with the winner. You know, I've seen them play. You know, even if they don't have Josh here right now, they still have Manus, a really great sub anyway. So I feel like they're still going to be able to take this set against Jackpot. But I'll be honest, it isn't going to be some 4-0, some 4-1. It's going to be, we're going to get to a game 7. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be a game 7 set right now.
All right. Well, that's what I'm hoping for here. If anything is a good set, I've been waiting for this matchup all season long. It's been this talk about Whole Lot of Rage dominating, but Jackpot possibly could challenge them. We get to see this for the first time now, and potentially whoever loses this also is going to have a chance again in the losers bracket next week. So this could be a really close series, and then potentially we see them again in the finals. We don't know. Of course, there's still other good teams that have a chance to take down one of these other teams in the losers bracket. But man, oh man, I'm excited to see finally this matchup between, I feel like, what we've been talking about as the 2 best teams in the Pro League. So throw out your channel point predictions right now. It is open. So whoever you're taking, throw in all your money. Why not bet it all in this best of 7? It is going to be pretty dang hype. So Lumi, what about you? Who are you taking as we get ready 1 minute away from match number 1?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not too sure who's going to win, but if I had to pick one, I'd say Whole Lot of Rage does have the advantage here. I mean, Jackpot, I mean, sure, they do have some really strong players, but Whole Lot of Rage, they have a little more of that synergy that you need at this level. And you saw they were playing very aggressive in the last game and just able to come back after, like, heavy losses. So I'm really putting my money on Whole Lot of Rage here. But Jackpot is really the team to beat Whole Lot of Rage in this league. And this is going to be a really great matchup.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Let's see if we can get a game number 7 here. That would be amazing. So let's see. Can we get a game number 7? That is what we all want today. We are ready for game number 1 in just a moment. So if you have not bet your channel points, make sure to do that right here, right now. This is going to be a pretty dang close matchup as we can tell so far. So IPS and Lumi, and maybe we'll have Stormy in here in a little bit, but let's at least kick off game number 1. We got Rainmaker, Starfish main stage, Whole Lot of Rage versus Jackpot. Winner of this best of 7 goes to the finals and has a shot at a prize pool that will most likely be over $100. Let's get into it right now.
All right, we're starting off on Rainmaker Starfish main stage. Both teams' comps coming out right now on the side of WLR. We see the comp come. We see now the Gator Jr. with that Domo Zap, the infamous double armor pairing, as well as Manus on his famous Nautilus, and now, of course, on the Nylon Xylophone machine. And right on the side of Jackpot, we have Leafy's Nautilus, Q on that Squeezer, Keo still on that Splash, and Shadowwind on that Supporter Jr. there. And now already a pick coming off the WLRs. They're going to start making their own push. Zap going down. We're 3-3 situation. Keo trying to make something happen on the side there. He's going to have to back up. Manus on his inkjet. Looking for a pick. 2 down right now for WLR. This might be the Rainmaker going down to, as Manus is going to get pushed on his jump right now. Pretty much getting pushed back. And already, Lumi, we see that WLR trying to make a really quick push, but Jackpot just stopping it instantly.
I mean, yeah, this is definitely a very even matchup. Both teams are just, they're at like the height of their plays right now. They're doing a really good job of working together. You see right there, those picks are really going to help to make way for the next push. And I think it's a whole lot of rage as can. I mean, see, they're trying to find some picks, but Leafy getting a good stop on the Rainmaker is going to go down, however. Right now, it is 3v3 on the map. Keo is just trying to stay safe here. And they're trying to get paint on the ground, but right now, a whole lot of rage really does have the paint advantage to get the kills going. The armor coming out, that's going to help them even more.
Yeah, we just see it right now. WLR seems to have had pretty much the pushing offensive most of this game. As I say that, though,
a whole lot of rage, only one up right now.
Yeah, Gator getting that really good bubble trade there on Q, and right now, actually, the Rainmaker in a prime position for Jackpot to make a push. The armor coming out. Leafy with it at the ready. Gonna go for that pick on Domo there, but gets the pick on Domo right now. 3v2 situation. WLR needs to be careful here. If they go down, actually, Nylon does go down. This is gonna be a big push for Jackpot. Already down to the 35, going down below 20, and that is a push to 19. Right now, 1-3-4 situation. Jackpot's still trying to keep that positions up there. Domo is going to go down. I believe these Nautilus is going to try to push that top right. Is going to go down as well. And, Lumi, really good push coming out from Jackpot. And they're still keeping that, trying to keep that control there.
I mean, seriously, in just a matter of seconds, they went from 0 to 19 remaining. That's a lot of points. It's really going to help them to move on to the defense now. Keo's out here trying to find some picks, trying to maybe find some support for their team. It's just not really doing a lot. I mean, they have armor on the other team. It's making it even harder to find those picks. I mean, right now it is kind of a stalemate as they're trying to find some kills right now. It's hard to approach right now, especially with the Rainmaker. But they are advancing, getting more points.
Yeah, we see right now it is a 3-3 situation. WLR is starting to get some kind of momentum push in. 2 down right now on the side of Jackpot. One can respawn. This might be a lead chip. It gets up at 21. WLR still in prime position to keep that push going. Unfortunately, Domo does go down. Maz goes down as well, and it is only Nylon left here. Now on this flank, might be able to get
Nylon's going to try to find it.
But he's on his own, so he's going to have to opt for the backup. Now in a fight with Q, is going to get triple teamed and is going to go down. Really, really, really good defense there by Jackpot. Pretty much being at disadvantage, but still able to stop that Rainmaker just in time before it got that lead there. Right now, Jackpot still though kind of in the back foot as WLR still holding mid here. As I said, now going in for some picks. Is going to get one, I believe, and still keep going as no one's really getting a pick on him. Q now getting pushed back. And this might be another WLR push.
You see, they're trying to find some picks there. Madness using his inkjet, trying to apply even more pressure. You see, there's a lot of long-range pressure right now with both the Rainmaker and the Jet. And with the comp that's really relying on the Squeezer and Nautilus for range, it causes a lot of problems with stability. You right now, a whole lot of rage trying to find some kills and advance to take that lead back. It's just one down side of Jackpot. This is their chance to push up, but Madness is going to go down to an unfortunate bomb.
Yeah, it's true unfortunate again. They just fail to take that lead. It really seems like right now Jackpot, no matter what, even when they go down members, is trying their best to just keep that control. Just keep their position and not move.
From a minute ago.
Yeah, unfortunately, the yeah, the Rainmaker's going to reset there as Leaky does jump it off. And once again, we're pretty much the same situation again. You know, WLR has mid, Jackpot's trying to hold their snipe, trying to hold their positions, you know, not trying to go down altogether. But, you know, Nile and the Fortune going down the machine right now with 30 seconds left. If WLR wants to make something happen here, they're going to get a bunch of picks. As Madison now struggling to make something happen, he's going to have to back a little bit. 44 situation now for both teams. This is the game that's going to matter as Shadow Wind does go down. 2 down on the side of Jackpot. Both the ready to go. Bombers coming out from Theo.
Those bombs coming out.
Down, and the last one left. That's a wipe on the side of WLR. And it seems like Jackpot's going to take this game. As we do tick down a little bit here right now. WLR trying to get back in mid. And Jackpot is going to take game 1 against WLR. Make it a set 1-0. And, you know, this is maybe one not some people are expecting. But, you know, Jackpot right now making a statement to start off this set.
I mean, a lot of back and forth that game. We saw a lot of good pushes, and unfortunately, I mean, a lot of rage got stopped just before taking it 2 times in a row.
That's the spice I like, though, guys. That's what I want to see out of this series is those close, intense moments. I mean, as you were saying there, 21-19, and not only that, but a whole lot of rage. Seemed like they had multiple chances. They had control the whole time near the end to try to get that final push. But Jackpot getting that push to 19, that's all they needed. And heck, if you predicted a whole lot of rage, now you're down 1-0. Of course, this is the best of 7, so of course, you know, they have many more opportunities. We are now going to be going to tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. And I was expecting to say, how does Jackpot get back into the series and tie it up? But IPS, this time, for the first time ever, we're saying, how does Whole Lot of Rage tie this up as a 1-1?
Well, we saw pretty much most of that game there. Just Jackpot held the positions really, really well. Like, both times, you know, WLR was stopped at 21. But, you know, Jackpot, even when they were 2 down, 3 down, whatever, they just held positions. They tried to hold different positions. You know, when WLR had mid, Jackpot tried to hold snipe. Once WLR started pushing in, they dropped sniper to hold their street area, that ramp. And by holding that, they were able to get that pick on the Rainmaker even when, you know, he had like 3-4 people shooting at them. So definitely really good player by Jackpot. And I feel like if WLR wants to win this set, you know, win this game, especially on a map like Inkblot, they're going to want to get control of those bats. They want to break through that Jackpot defense. And the one way they're going to have to do that, for example, is they're going to have to basically get Jackpot off those bats. Because if Jackpot can just stay on those bats with the weapons they have being Squeeze or Splash, you know, they're just going to be able to sit up there and just spray the tower and have no contention at all.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We got a minute. The teams are going to choose their weapons. We're going to sub out commentators. Lumi, you got to go. Thank you so much for being here. Anything you want to say to the stream?
I mean, just keep supporting it. This is a great set we have here right now. It's going to unfold into probably a game 7, but good luck to both the teams, and it was an honor being here.
Sweet. Thank you so much. And Stormy coming on in. How you doing? You ready to commentate this Hype Pro action?
Yes, I am very excited to be here.
Yeah.
2 really strong teams going against each other. I've been waiting for this matchup, so I'm super excited to commentate it.
Yeah, I think we've all been waiting for it, and we are into game number 2 now. Here we go in just a moment. So let's jump into it. A whole lot of rage, looking for a win to tie us up 1-1. Again, this is a best of 7, so whoever gets to win number 4 first, gonna go straight to the finals. Let's jump into game number 2.
Right, now we're jumping into TC Inkblot, and we see now both comps coming out on the side WLR. Pretty much same thing, except seeing something that Gator hasn't pulled out, I believe, in a while once again. Just pulling out that Squiffer. Now double armor still, of course, still is pretty much the same comp, everything else, the machine, the not the zap. Meanwhile, on the side of Jackpot, yeah, just same comp coming out as well. So not much in comp changes here, but we do see another kind of a change here as now that first pick does come out for WLR. As soon as I say out those Stormy, some picks coming out for Jackpot, as it seems like WLR is being put on the back foot already.
Yeah, exactly. We see Q here on the squeezer a little bit, but she goes down. This is a very interesting comment to it coming out. With the Squiffer coming from both sides. I think that WLR has a significant advantage here because they have a more, compact comp, and they can probably push up and take the lead here. But, with Q here on this splash, it's gonna be really hard for them to do anything.
Yeah, as you said, it does go down though, and it does seem like the first push is going to go to WLR. And I was saying earlier, like if they want to make a push here, they got to get through those bats. As Armor isn't ready for Shadow Wind, which I believe is now coming out. So this is the defensive push now coming out from Jackpot. They do get Nylon, and that is already a 43 situation for them. Asia does come out from Madness, though. May look for pick. It's going to now retreat back. Domo trying to hold this right side with his zap. Might go down on Leafy. Does go down with that fall off. Double for Leafy, and that is going to be stopping the push. Triple coming from Leafy, and Stormy, just like that, WLR's push is just done.
Leafy is such a good Nautilus player, one of the best top-level Nautilus that we have ever seen, top-level Slayers, and seeing her go at it here against WLR is really fun to watch, seeing her get a bunch of picks, and now it is, but now we see Jackpot here pushing up, looking to make their push. If they want to sit here and take the lead back from Jackpot, they need to get rid of Leafy, and they need to get rid of this machine, and it seems like they're doing that.
Yeah, and they're just doing it right now. They're doing what basically WLR had to do, just take control of those bats. And by taking control of those bats, as you see now, WLR is just pushed back to basically having to take, kind of trying to take back their bats, or pushing back to that far right side. We see now Ancient coming out from Leafy, maybe looking for a pick on Madness here. Madness gonna get out just in time, but those bubbles gonna come in though from Q. Not popped yet, but gonna pretty much get shredded there by the Nautilus Splash. Coming in from Nylon to completely take out those bubbles. And right now just WLR trying to hold their positions. Now popping Armor, 2 down on Jackpot, and this might be the end of that push, especially if Mass finds with his Inkjet. He's not gonna find one, but with an Inkjet and just the rest of the pressure coming for WLR, mid might be going now back to them. And maybe a pick on Shadow Wind here from Domo. Does get it, but Leafy gonna drop down and get the pick on Domo as Madness comes in and gets the pick on Leafy, and another one gets the rest from Jackpot. And now we see WLR getting on tower with this map control, maybe trying to make a push to their own Stormy.
Yeah, exactly. WLR did a really good job of pushing and defending, not dropping and feeding, and now they have an opportunity to push their own. And it looks like they have the picks. Yeah, exactly. They have the picks, they have the resources, to make a really good push here. And Jackpot needs to use this push accordingly to stop this push, and it looks like they'll be able to do so as the Armor does come out, and WLR is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Nylon there went down. He's trying to come back in here now as soon as possible. Pretty much WLR is doing something really good. They're trying to keep that control around the tower to still be able to come back in as soon as they get the picks. But right now, they're kind of struggling. The Armor does come out for them, though. Maybe another Armor here going to come out from Domo. Trade from Nylon and Shadow here. Domo gonna go in with that zap. Maybe looking for a pick back there. A jump in there right in front of him. That is Keo. That is 3. That's wasted for Jackpot. That might be leading out going to WLR, and it does shift as now pretty much Gators right to start with that Swiffer. And this might be a KO here if they cannot get the picks, and that is going to be a KO. And holy, that was so much happening at once that my voice cracked twice.
Yes, wow, indeed.
Sound like a fucking girl there for a second, Lord.
I think what gave WLR the advantage there was that double Armor comp. They just had it because their push was stopped for a second, but they got another Armor immediately and were able to keep pushing tower, and that's how they got the KO.
Yeah, that was beautiful. To me, I think what separates some of these high-level teams from the low-level teams is not cracking under pressure. And for a while, I was watching it, and I was like, oh, man, Jackpot, they could get this KO right here. But, because Whole Lotta Rage is such a high-level team, I feel like they had the composure to make the stop and then push it all the way back to get their own KO after a couple tries. So, Whole Lotta Rage, nice job tying up the series at 1-1. Stormy, so far after seeing these 2 games, who are you giving the edge to? It seems like this is going to be, as we said, maybe a Game 7 type of series.
Man, it's going to be really hard to give the edge to one. Both teams have amazing players, amazing top-level players, amazing skills, and a lot of great coordination. But I want to give it to Jackpot. I feel like they have something to prove. Even with these 2 people, Q came back and they got Q as sub. I feel like they still have something to prove though, as using the name. So I feel like they have the mindset to take this win over WLR.
Yeah, well, now we move on to game number 3, which is Splat Zone Skipper Pavilion. IPS, walk us around this strategy for this map for these high-level teams. We've seen some of the lower-level teams try to play this map and try to, go the 2 different routes. How do these high-level teams approach this map and mode?
It really depends on the comp coming from both teams, but a lot of teams kind of how they play Skipper Pavilion is that, you know, you kind of usually have maybe a 1-3 or a 2-2 split, you know, one going top or two going top, and then three going bottom or two going bottom. You have your fights up there, and whatever happens there, what happens there, one team gets control. Then once that one team has control, they want to try pretty much set up bottom, you know, get all the paint around there, get their specials from there. And from there, they, you know, the other team is going to usually push from top, maybe send a guy bottom, maybe two, or maybe push from bottom even in general. But usually they do push from top, so it has a pretty good angle. You know, you have the height advantage there, so it does help a lot of weapons there. So if, you know, when the top team, the team from push from top, you basically want to be able to hold that top. You want to be able to hold that zone, which isn't the easiest feat. And, you know, different teams do it different ways, but one of the strats I've seen is quite simply just spam. You know, if you got bombs, you throw the bombs. If you got specials, you throw the specials. You got a shoe, you throw the shoe. You throw whatever you can at them to make them not get past that balloon. And, you know, if they can't get past, then they don't get zoned. If they do, then you will lose control and probably get snowballed. And as we see now coming in, we see both teams come out with their comps on the side of Jackpot. The same comp, the side of WLR, same comp coming out. Meanwhile, on the side of Jackpot, we see that Tenta Sorella coming out, one of the more infamous weapons on this map. Yeah, the Kyo try. I mean, not much of a surprise there. But there is pretty much now kind of a situation here that Jackpot is going down. This is actually going to be a good starting situation for WLR here. As right now, they are, as I said, they're trying to hold this mid area. They're holding that bottom mid. They painted everything. Armor does come out for Jackpot, though. They're going to start trying to push in. They believe they're trying to push from bottom here. Take that angle with that 10 umbrella. Bubbles coming up from Q with that curling rush. Maybe looking for the zone cap. Kyo does go down with that tries though. That flank from Madness. WLR is going to keep the zone here. Another one goes down, and Domo going to get the pick on the 10 umbrella. And that is pretty much a delay wipe on Jackpot. And Stormy right now, WLR is just keeping this control.
Yeah, they're keeping a lot of control. They just maintain the zone. I thought they were going to cap with the curling rushes and the bubbles, and I thought, but no, they just stay patient, waited, got their special, and pushed back in. And if they're not careful, Jackpot can end up losing this game.
The really good splash, and they're coming from Nylon, basically canceling most of that bomb rush, although they still get that cap, though. But, you know, that cap will not matter if, you know, Jackpot can snowball from it, and they won't be able to snowball as pretty much everyone from the side Jackpot goes down. As I say that, though, they do still keep that cap. AJ from Leafy does stall a little bit. Wall coming out from Shadow there to defend Leafy. Really good wall. Just amazing teamwork there. And now pretty much another push coming in from Jackpot. Leafy getting a good pick there on Madness. They're shutting him down. Getting a double onto Domo. Now looking for now. Leafy doing a little cheeky split back as well. And that is going to now be pick on Nylon. And this is now control for Jackpot. And now WLR is going to be put in a situation to get back in.
I don't think that was a squid back. I think that was probably an accident. Maybe it was a squid back, knowing Leafy. But, you know, it's cool even if it was. But either way, we see WLR here trying to make way back in the zone. They have two armors at the ready. They do pop one, and so maybe they'll pop two. But it seems right now that Jackpot just has them backed up into a corner, and they might be able to keep the zone, but no, they do get the cap. And with all these specials coming out from both teams, it's hard to tell who has the advantage, but overall, WLR looks like they have the advantage over this entire match, and Jackpot needs to figure out a way to get past them and get back in.
Yeah, I'm saying on this map, we see so many specials coming out, but that's because this map is so special-centric. If you want a definition of Splatoon 2's meta for pretty much the past year or so, it is Skipper Pavilion, and we see right now just Gator on this Squiffer trying to put pressure on their team, trying to keep its own pain. Does get a nice pick on Leafy there. Good, trying to get another pick here, but is going to be struggling because he's just back off that bomb rush. Timberella does go down, and it's going to be another control for WLR here. And honestly, they're just keeping it in here, as even we saw earlier when they got zone back there, when it seemed like they couldn't, even though the Squiffer went down, they saw there was two on the Squiffer, and now it's supposed to flash on zone. And pretty much that's translated to here now, where three specials at the ready for WLR, being two armors and an inkjet. It's going to be really hard for them to get back in, for Jackpot to get back in, especially with Kyo going down. Pretty much now going in with this bomb rush, hoping for the best. Bubbles might come out soon from Q.
They're not going to cap it.
That's a double, and
This is
Q's
gonna be
are going with
game.
the bubbles. This might be game now.
Yeah,
He's
that's
gonna
game.
go down. That's game, and WLR pretty much just taking game 2 pretty convincingly there. Now putting Jackpot on the back foot themselves, up 2-1.
See, I think one thing that we didn't talk about is the point sisters coming out from the Squiffer. I feel like those point sisters gave Jackpot a lot of trouble just for the fact that the Squiffer, we're running 10, right? You got yourself a point sister, you just locate anyone on that map, especially that tent. So you just basically enabling the tent from doing anything, and that's how they got the win.
Sure, there's definitely a lot more factors, of course, like we saw at one point, like, again, there was 2 people on Gator, and while 2 were trying to pick off Gator as he was just trying to survive, I believe now saw the opportunity. They were just able to just splash down zone and get the cap or WLR and basically just kind of stalled out Jackpot completely. But that whole game, in the end, was just WLR got the picks, and they just spammed better because it is Skipper Pavilion, and what else are you going to do that map?
Yeah, good game definitely by both teams. WLR definitely getting the edge over them, and it's looking like, if they keep playing like that, they could definitely have the series now up 2-1 in this best of 7. But now we are moving to Clan Blitz Anchovy games. So Stormy, Jackpot now down 2-1. They need to tie this series up. What can they do in this map mode?
Oh man, what's map mode again?
Anchovy
Sorry.
Clan Blitz.
Oh wow. See, this here they have to abuse Q's bubble. Q. I assume Q will run Squeezer again, and they have a significant advantage running those bubbles here on this map, or they might go with that tent, which they also have another advantage running that here. They have to use like their specials to push into that basket, and with them running bubbles, I feel like they have a major advantage in mapping mode. They just have to play around WLR's comp, have to play around with their aggression, use their aggression against them, and maybe find some picks. Like, I feel like Keo can do a lot more. Keo's been struggling a little bit in this set, but once Keo starts popping off, that's it.
Yeah, we saw Keo definitely pop off that last series, but not having just as much success against a team like WLR. Of course, this is game number 4. They still have a chance, and we'll see. Right now, action started, so throw in the chat, who are you rooting for, WLR, Jackpot? Game number 4 of this best of 7. We are ready for some more action.
Right, now going into Clan Blitz Anchovy, both comps coming out now. We see on the side of WLR an
Is that an
interesting
orange zap?
That's Zap 89, and that means there's only 1 armor and actually a bunch of missile spam that is going to come for WLR. Meanwhile, on the side of Jackpot, we see pretty much the same comp coming out, but now they're running a V10, which means, as you said, Stormy, they got to abuse Q's bubbles, right? Well, now they got Shadowwind's bubbles too, so they got to abuse a lot of bubbles, as Nylon's already coming in here in mid, going to get a trade on VKO, and now 2 down, actually that's 3 down inside WLR though, and this actually might be the first push going to Jackpot right now. Zuni's going to take this fan, but the Shark coming from Madness is going to get 1, maybe 2 here if he turns around on Keo, but not, decides to do a 3-6 and turn around on Q. Going to go down to Q though, unfortunately. Q does go down to Nylon though, and unfortunately not really a push coming out from Jackpot, but still a decent amount of pressure there that definitely is going to slow WLR down.
Yeah, for real. They slowed them down for real, but it seems like map control is still in their favor of Jackpot, and they need to use that map control and keep it, and, maybe push back in, but the try does go down, so they will probably start losing map control now as they find some picks here. And now WLR is looking to make a push of their own, and with these specials coming out here, and with not a really strong defense coming out, this is going to be trouble for Jackpot.
Yeah, but Q there with a clutch pick on the power clam, and unfortunately, Man's just going to run in and get Keo and Leafy. That's actually a wipe now on Jackpot, and Madness with that double has pretty much opened the chance for WLR to get a big push here. As right now, Gator now coming in here with more clams, and right now, even though they have 6 clams, they're not really getting much, still a push going, as unfortunately 2 do go down WLR, and yeah, that is going to be now Jackpot coming back into control here, as they do get Gator on that right side, which does kind of delay and stagger the respawns for WLR. That's 2 now coming from Q on that squeeze. A really good pick on the fan there. Maybe looking for the triple here on Domo. Putting out the bubbles to possibly do that, but Domo does get out just in time, saving himself from those bubbles. Putting a bubble on the right, but Nylon with the shark does get 1. Might be able to get 2 if he can get Shadow in here. Unfortunately, getting double teamed, so might not be able to find 2. Does get a trade on Keo, though, and that does mean Shadow's the last one left. Now, pretty much just Gator going to go in here with the power clam, make a push of his own. More clams now coming in from Domo as, unfortunately, Shadow does win out for Jackpot. Another power clam coming in from WLR. And Stormy, this just seems to be a bunch of plays happening really, really quickly as WLR seems to be snowballing.
Yeah, like every time that Jackpot has an opportunity to come in for a push, they find some picks. WLR, at least one of them pops off, gets a triple, gets a double, and stops their push completely. And one thing I want to point out is that Q has the ability to pop her bubbles anytime she wants because she has the tent back there with bubbles. So, and the tent is the main push, so she can pop her bubbles out like this and push them aggressively. And now they need to start coordinating the push with both these bubbles, but it doesn't seem like they're having a lot of luck and just getting blocked out by these missile spam, and that's why they're struggling to find a push here.
Yeah, but I said it right now, there is 3 power clams at the ready for Jackpot. 1 does go down. This might be only 2 down. This might be the opening that Jackpot needs to get 1. They will get maybe 3 and 2. That is actually But the final power clam does go down. But that is another trouble though. Q getting trying to get those clams and Keo with the baba.
That could have been huge. IPS, that could have been huge. Like you saw in the back there that they were looking to jump, but then it just got stopped. So I don't know who on WLR got that pick, but that was a major pick. Nice job knowing the objective, knowing what's going on, paying attention to stop that push completely. And now they have an opportunity to get a push of their own, but they do go down. So Jackpot needs to move fast here and get a push of their own. That's Kiwi's a pick. And now this looks really good for Jackpot, and WLR needs to be careful.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate there because I believe it was Ninja, and then when she came back, she got camped. But this is another chance now for Jackpot. They do still have control. They do need more than just that 1 power, though. But if they can get that in, plus the other plants, bubbles coming out, both of them, power them going to go in from Shadow Wind. 1 does go down fortunate for Jackpot, that being Leafy. Most of the clams were on her, which is this actually might already be the push over. If they do get Shadow Wind in this corner and manage to suppress the fire on him, Shadow Wind does jump out. Penalty did go down though, but it does seem like it's going to be really hard now for Jackpot to come back. They need to get a power clam in 30 seconds. They need to keep the control here, which at least they're keeping that currently, but
they have to not get those.
Yeah, but if they don't get those clams, they will be for nothing, as they are trying to build a power right now currently with 20 seconds left. Lead here with 5 of them, I believe, the most from the team, is going to go back and finds the clams to get that power clam. Jumps back to her team, and this is the push.
They got bubbles.
Here.
They have the resources.
Keo does go down.
Shadow specials.
Bubbles.
They can take lead.
It's only Shadow Wind left though, and he does get the lead.
They got it. They need one more clam to end it. But Shadow Wind gets a nice pick, and this is going to be huge, and they win.
Shadow Wind with the tent gets the pass clam from Leafy, puts it in, then gets some clams himself. Extremely clutch play coming from Shadow Wind there to pretty much win Jackpot the game. I mean, even then Jackpot did set up that push. It wasn't all Shadow Wind, but you know, he may have bottom fragged that game, but he for sure did a really clutch play at the end. Insane plays by Jackpot.
What is just insane game there from Jackpot to tie it up. You guys talked about in the beginning, there's specials that could get them in for the push with the tent, and they pulled it off not just once, not just twice, but 3 times in a row just to take the lead back. I thought Stormy, as you were saying, Whole Lot of Rage had that clutch pick on that 4th super clam and that first push that would possibly win them the game. But Jackpot did it, guys. They did it. They pushed us to a 2-2 tie after some amazing final plays. Wow.
Oh, my God. I got some more editing I got to do, don't I? Oh, Lord.
It's about to be the best day you about to edit, my man, for real.
Honestly, yeah. I feel like I deserve it. I didn't edit anything for like the pro tier, so I feel like I should.
Oh, my goodness. Well, clutch plays there by everyone on Jackpot. It was interesting to see that Whole Lot of Rage definitely had a chance there to win, especially with all the picks they were getting there in the beginning. So I was a little surprised to see that they couldn't hold on there. But again, well done to Jackpot. This is a best of 7, so we potentially are going to see a Game 7 if both teams now take 1-1 over these next 2 games. We are moving to Splat Zone's Wahoo World. Guys, based on what you've seen from these two teams so far on this map and mode, who are you giving the advantage to?
Well, what is the map and mode?
Splat Zone's Wahoo World. That's where we're going.
Splat Zones, Wahoo World, right? I mean, we've seen both times these teams have won. It's just been extremely, extremely close. And we saw at the end there, it's just whoever made those final good plays. But it did seem like kind of there. WLR, even though they did stop that push where, they stopped that fourth power plant, it did dwindle down the lead of Jackpot immensely. So once Jackpot was able to just get control again, which it did easily since they pushed straight to right and went down again, Jackpot was able to set up and get the win there. So I feel like WLR is going to be a bit more careful here to not die at the worst moment, because sometimes you think that, oh, I died here, right? We can just come back from spawn and we'll be fine. But then you notice that that penalty is gone already. This game is Splatoon, right? It goes insanely fast sometimes. So you don't want to risk dying sometimes.
We're ready for game number 5. This set between Whole Lotta Rage and Jackpot is a best of 7. Winner will advance to the finals and not have to play the loser bracket. The other team will have to play in the loser bracket to get into finals. So we are ready for game number 5. Take it away.
Right, now we're on Splat Zone's Wahoo World. We see both comps now coming out on the side of Jackpot, the same comp we have been seeing. Once again, Kyo on that splash. Meanwhile, on the side of WLR, we see again their usual comp now with the double armor. One already going down, Q going down on that squeezer. Now I'm going to try to manage this left flank, but though Shadow in with some good bumps, gets the pick there. Shadow in for another pick, gets the pick on the Swiffer. And that is now a 2v2 situation pretty much now in mid. And Shadow going to try to paint this zone first. He's going to get the cap, and this is already now Jackpot getting control here, as WLR is going to have to come back in, Stormy.
Yeah, and honestly, I will give the comp advantage to the side of Jackpot. It seems like they have a lot more aggression going for them, but 3 do go down the side. And now WLR needs to initiate their lockout phase, pop special and push up and maybe find some picks, and that way they can lock out and win this game. And Jackpot just needs to find a way back in after struggling to fight against this machine.
Yeah, really good pick there by Nas. He's just going to keep going in. Gets another pick on Q. Maybe a little further triple on Shadow in here, but isn't off the back out. See that armor pop. This machine, he does drop that Junior, though, going and getting that pick when he sees the opportunity. Now Leafy on this jet. Gonna get the pick
nice
there
pick by
on the
Leafy.
Swiffer. Maybe gonna get the pick on Menace here as well. Gets the armor off him at least. And it's definitely gonna be important later on. And right now, though, WLR is still keeping control of the zone as much as they can, though, as Jackpot does come in and take the zone. Now Menace on his jet, gonna be looking for some picks himself, though, as he does ship the armor off one. Maybe gets the pick on Q. Isn't gonna get it. It seems like he might get his jump back. Camp does get it camped. And has 3 down now on the side of WLR as Stormy. Right now, Jackpot is gonna take the lockout phase.
Yeah, Jackpot is indeed going to set up for a lockout phase, and it looks like they're in a great position here as Kyo does his bomb rush. So now they just need to able control. They need to push them all to one side of the map so they can group it together and find a bunch of picks. And if they're able to do that, and Q here has bubbles, they can wipe them right now and end this game, and they end this game and win game 5.
Yeah, we're about to see a special fight coming here right now as armor does come out from the Swift.
But
Special coming out from Nylon, and the lead is going to shift, but now it does go down on that left side. Another one goes down for Jackpot, though. 3-3 situation right now as Kyo is going to be sharpened on that zone. Maybe look for some picks. Right now, just
what I was talking about.
Armor, maybe trying to do some stuff. Kyo does go down. This is now the opportunity for WLR to come back in and take that zone. They do take the zone. This game is not over yet. But right now, though, definitely Jackpot with the lead, and they do have a lot of time to come back in here if they do get their specials. But it's definitely going to be a bit hard for WLR to defend that. But, Jerry, what do you think right now WLR needs to do to defend this?
WLR needs to do what Jackpot tried to do today. They need to pop the special, push them on one side of the map, and find a bunch of group picks with these physic bomb spam and all their specials. They have Inkjet. They do have 2 armors. They have Inkjet. They have Splashdown. If they can use special accordingly, push up and find some pick right now. Like, they find a pick on the Inkjet right now, but no, 2 goes down. And Jackpot might take the zone back. Because they don't put the armor, they have bubbles at the ready.
On that flank, though,
but no!
He's going to go down. The zone is being held by Domo here in Gator.
There's the bubbles. Side. They got a cap here.
But they might be able to shift the cap. They do shift the cap as Gator's on the last one left there. A really good flank by Nylon. Pretty much distracting, I believe, 1 or 2 members on the side of Jackpot, and that was able to let Domo and Gator just paint enough to get that lead. Now, Jackpot, once again, is going to have to lock out here. If they can get their specials just like last time, they might be able to lock out WLR here, but it's not going to be easy because it is a whole lot of rage as Armor already coming out from Shadow and Armor coming out from the side.
Oh, they pick up the machine though.
Down. Ancient might not be able to find some picks because of this. No, he's not be able to find the picks. Bubbles coming out from
Madden didn't find any picks there.
This might be a lead shift as Bomb Rush coming out from Keo. Nylon dies 2 down outside WLR. Leafy does go down though. 3 outside WLR. This is might be the KO here. And Jackpot going to bring this set 3-2 further favor. Right now going to game 6, I believe. Yeah, game 6.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, sorry, can't count. Forgot to do math real quick. But seriously, right now, just this set is insane. We saw there the lead shift, I believe, like 5-6 times. You know, early game at the end there is shifted like 3 times with those low points. It's amazing play by both teams, but Jackpot in the end edging WLR out. And right now WLR is on the back foot. They cannot lose this next game. They got to win a 2 in a row to take this set.
Whew, man, that was insane how close these two teams are. I mean, you're seeing these back and forth, getting the zone almost down to a KO, flipping, flopping it back and forth. Jackpot taking it at the last time, and now they are up indeed 3-2, which is surprising in this very close matchup that most people would have said Whole Lotta Rage has the upper hand, has the advantage. But now we're sitting at a game number 6 where Jackpot could send Whole Lotta Rage down to the loser's bracket. So this is becoming more and more tense for Whole Lotta Rage. They got to be feeling the pressure for the first time in the playoffs, for the first time in this league. So we're starting up game number 6, guys. And Stormy, how does now Whole Lotta Rage, who has been dominating, now find themselves in a 3-2 hole, get back so that we can see a game number 7 here? We're going to tower control on Piranha Pit.
Well, what WLR needs to do is, you know, we talk about Leafy, we talk about Q, but I feel like they need to take out Shadow Wind. It seems like from all these games, Shadow Wind is their clutch factor. That's the X factor. That's the dude or the person that's making a difference on the other side of Jackpot. Everyone else is doing their job, but Shadow Wind just has that clutch factor. They need it the most. Like, he popped Armor at the right time, found a pick on Nylon with the bomb, and that's how they were able to close it that last game. So I feel like they need to take out their clutch factor, take them out in the most critical situations so they can start winning their fights and maybe win the game.
Whew. Yeah, well, we have a half a minute left. IPS. Does Whole Lotta Rage have it in him? Are we going to see a game number 7?
Look, it's Whole Lotta Rage, all right? They're one of the best teams in Splatoon right now. Same thing with the players who are not playing on Jackpot. It is kind of a pickup, but even then, still really good players themselves as well. You know, WLR definitely has them in them to bring this to a game 7. You know, we saw already in the last TC game, they were way back, but they came back right in and punched Jackpot right in the jaw and took back the lead. So if they do the same thing here, they're definitely going to take this game.
Well, we are ready for game number 6. Whole Lotta Rage has to win it to push us to a game 7. This is semifinals of our bracket, and Jackpot could send themselves to the finals with a win. Let's see if they can do it here. Piranha Pit tower control.
All right, looking at both of these teams' comps, we do see now on the side, WLR seems like a bit of a calm change. We see now Gator on this bamboo, maybe for that missile pressures in general, just being the better weapon for tower control. Meanwhile, on the side of Jackpot, which is the same comp as per usual, as Gator already making a difference with that bamboo, getting a pick on Q with that, just hitting right on the tip of her head. And now this is going to be the first push coming out for WLR. As Leafy going to try to do the flank with a knot here, but Madness is going to say, hell nah. He's going to get that pick, and now already push coming in for WLR as Agent caught by Madness. Going to be trying to find a pick here on Q. Maybe getting it, but Farmer does come out for Jackpot, so he might have to back a little bit. Nylon did go down during that process. Keo does go down as well right now. 3-3 situation as Madness is stuck in kind of a corner, trying to stay alive. Q here maybe looking for the pick, but Gator helping his teammate with that bamboo there as 2 do go down on tower though. WLR ready now pushing the 56. Q gets 1, maybe looking for 2 here to end this push bleed, but does go down to Domo, but Domo ends up getting picked by the help of her teammates. And now, already WLR to a push 56 Stormy. Jackpot's gonna have to bring this back.
Yeah, but it's going to be really hard for Jackpot get to the tower, contest the tower with this bamboo sitting there. It's such a deadly weapon to go against. And the only way they're going to be able to take them out is if they pair up against them, find a way to pop the special on both sides of that bamboo and focus them. We saw them do it earlier to get them off the tower to get the push going, but they have to do it all the time. And to be honest, that's a really hard task to do on a map like Piranha Pit. It's so easy for that bamboo to find picks and pick them off, especially when the other team has a machine pushing up here. And Jackpot really needs to pull it together here in order to take this game because they are at a major comp disadvantage.
Yeah, we do see, though, that they do get some picks there on WLR, and right now, Keo trying to back here as actually a push is now starting for Jackpot as there's two people on that right side stuff WLR, and they might be coming out to them, maybe reposition themselves, or else this might be an easy sweep through left for them. Leafy now getting on this top left to take control, as right now WLR is really on the defense right now. Not really any specials currently ready for Jackpot, so this is going to be a fight of mechanics. Right now, Splashdown coming from Nylon, but it does go down. Inkjet fight between Manus and Leafy. No one seems to be able to win that fight, but it does stall it out a little bit. Right now, just Gator trying to put pressure on that tower as much as he can. Leafy going to go for that pick on Manus there, but is going to go down to the missiles, I believe. Now Shadowwind backing up this left side. Nylon and Manus going to take mid together, and this now is going to be control going to WLR. As I say that, though, Keo drops in, getting a pick on Nylon. And right now, this might be another push opportunity for Jackpot as Keo is going to make his own push, his own right in this tower and putting pressure as well. Just multitasking right now, Stormy.
Yeah, I feel like what Jackpot is doing is they're focusing their targets on the Slayers here so they can enable that bamboo from doing a lot. But but each time they do that, someone on WLR is clutching it out, finding really key picks here as they're getting backed up in the corners on the map. And it looks like right now, Jackpot is going to be pushing up a lot, and it's going to be trouble.
Yeah,
WLR, my bad.
Yeah, that's all right. He's got Ancient now popping, pop from Madness. Now it does go down though, but armor pop from Domo. Now 3-2 situation, Squeezer does go down. Leafy getting that pick on Domo there, but right now, Gator and Manus putting that pressure onto Keo and Leafy as actually it might reverse the pressure here as Manus does go down and Gator is going to have to back off. But right now, Stormy, we see that, WLR has passed two checkpoints, and, if Jackpot wants any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to get past that checkpoint themselves.
Just such great movement coming here from Shadowwind on his junior. Like, he goes around his map, finds his picks, and he's the reason why, I feel like he's one of the reasons why Jackpot is still in this game, and they need to pull it together and find a push here. Take out this machine, take out that knot, take out that bamboo for God's sake. That bamboo has barely died this entire game.
Yeah, I don't even think he's died once. I haven't even seen him off the game. But as I say that, though, massive pressure for Jackpot. This might be a lead shift if they get past that checkpoint. Right now, WLR is going to have to come in quicker after all that pressure. Armor does come out, though, and Bubbles. This might be a lead shift here if Man is not put up pressure with his Inkjet.
Shadowwind is still alive!
Going down. Shadowwind surviving on this tower. Good to get the lead from Jackpot. Lead shift now, 3 down.
3 down!
Gator, last one left. This might be a KO here. Gator now coming out with the miss here. Maybe gonna push up, but he does get out of those bombs. Now it's dropping in.
Q was gonna win that fight.
And right now, Keo standing back, just watching as hell breaks loose. Now respawns coming in from WLR. Keo still gonna start on this tower. And that is
Jackpot
game.
win.
Jackpot.
Wow.
Final second lead overtake. Amazing movement coming in from Shadowwind to clutch that up off the Madness Inkjet. And Jackpot going to take the set. 4-2 against Whole Lotta Rage. Making the upset. And now heading on to the grand finals next week.
That is insane. Like we talked about it. How I told you how that Jackpot was focusing on the front Slayers and Deadly Bamboo for doing anything, and they did that on the final push. And I thought that WLR was going to stop that tower there, but Shadowwind was just hanging on the walls in the tower, moving around like crazy, and they were not able to get him off it. Then he bought enough time for the Slayers to come in and find the picks they needed in order to take the game. And Jackpot sitting in grand finals, definitely feeling good about winning that cash prize.
Wow, that was crazy. We had predictions out there, and a lot of people were saying Whole Lotta Rage is the one that's going to take it. And Jackpot is forcing them into the losers bracket now, taking this set 4-2. IPS, are you surprised and shocked as I am? Or is Jackpot actually just this good and maybe we're hyping up Whole Lot of Rage a little too much here?
I mean, in the end, it is somewhat of an upset in the sense that, of course, people were expecting Whole Lot of Rage to win. Although I am not insanely surprised. It was not like, you see, originally, the original Jackpot, WLR was insane, of course, with Josh and all, they're insanely dominant. They're, of course, being just insanely high, just being insanely strong. Coming off, of course, like a 3-0 Radiance in GGG, all those kinds of results. Jackpot lately has been struggling a bit, but, coming in here now, Q still playing with them. Shout outs to them, of course, even though they left the team, still decided to finish WTP with them. That's just great, sportsmanship in general. And then Keo coming in for the clutch sub for Legend, just really good players, really good play coming from them. Now they're sitting in grands as, probably they might have to play WLR again next week. And, WLR now hoping maybe next week they might be able to pull it together. And even without Josh, might be able to get the coordination down possibly and just other little mistakes they made these games to come back next week and take the dub.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a short 5-minute break to then show you guys the bracket and the cooldown desk. So we'll get to talk about next week and what those lineups will look like and what teams will be playing what to finish out the pro playoffs. So we'll be back in a couple minutes and we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Enjoy and see you soon.
Oh my God.
All right, welcome everybody back to the WTP desk here on stream. We no longer have Leafy coming, but we do have Nylon here from Whole Lotta Rage. Nylon, how's it going?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Well, thank you for being here even after a tough loss. Best of 7 went 4-2 to Jackpot, but of course you still have a chance in the loser bracket. But talk to us a little bit about today. How did that matchup go against Jackpot? I mean, is there anything that you can point out that went wrong, or are you guys just a little bit off today, or do you think Jackpot is just really that great?
No, it's pretty much just we were just a bit off today. Me especially, I was missing a lot of directs, a lot of indirects, just a bunch of shots. My aim was to blame. There was a lot of quite a few plays that I could have made that would have definitely made games go the other way.
Yeah, well, of course, we'll get into the bracket here soon. You guys can get a chance to see how you guys make it back to the finals, even though you have to face the losers bracket. But I'm curious to hear from you. Is there any other 3 teams? We got Micklin, Stargaze, and Squidding Good. Any of the other teams that you expect to potentially face you down further into the loser bracket? Who do you think of those 3 is the best?
Squidding Good by far. They are all very, very talented players, so I assume we'll be facing them next week in losers finals.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll get a chance to see that. Hopefully, of course, Micklin and Stargaze still have their shot at taking down Squidding Goods and maybe facing you guys. But I want to take a second just for you to give a chance to talk about WLR. I want to know, how did you guys form as a team? What does the team look like since you guys formed? And just kind of walk us through who WLR is.
So it's me, Gator, Josh, and Domo. Well, Josh is currently on a little break. He'll be back in about 2 weeks. But it pretty much just formed because we were all just used to play with each other a lot. And well, we never all played with each other at once. So I remember one day Josh said, let's all come together and play a tourney. And then we did. And then we ended up beating Radiance. So we were kind of shocked as well that we do that well. And then we kind of realized that, okay, maybe we should start playing together more often.
Yeah. Awesome. So how many months ago were you guys kind of created then? Is this early team or is this a while ago?
Oh, this is a month ago.
Okay. So pretty fresh off the bat.
The tournament, we first played together in January, but we didn't form as a official team until the recent major Grand Graining Grounds. We announced it after that.
Yeah. Well, cool. We're excited to have you guys, even though you're a new team. Seems like you're pretty dang good from what I can tell. And yeah, it seems like all your players are coming from other great teams to form this super team, if you will. So it's exciting to have you guys.
You can say that. Yeah.
And get to watch you guys come together. So IPS, passing it off to you. Any questions that you have for Nylon here?
I mean, honestly, the only thing I have to ask, next week, if you guys get back to Grands, are you going to be Jackpot? Do you think you're going to be Jackpot? Or?
Oh, 100%. I obviously played horribly today. Horribly. To be fair, they are all really easy to kill. It's just because I blame myself. I'm blaming myself a lot here. I was just incapable of getting certain picks that would have allowed us to win games. A lot of it was just us just feeding at the end. But we can easily beat them. We just need to it's mainly just me needing to put my mind to it.
Okay, well, great. That's all we needed to hear because now we can just take that clip and use it as promo for next week. So I'm glad you already trashed
Do
it. Stormy, how about yourself? Any questions here for Nylon as we have them?
I don't have any questions. Good luck, dude.
Good luck.
Cheers, man.
Okay, well, Nylon, I got to preface this because it is dangerous passing this off to Zach. I don't know how much you've heard of this famous Zach WTP, but
I've not really heard too much about him.
Okay, well, beware about his question. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Nylon, are you religious?
Oh, gosh.
No, not particularly, no.
I've had really insightful question. Just if religion is true, why do we call it a belief?
I'm so
Why?
confused. What do you mean that question?
He
Blown my
low
mind.
key, low key, he's on to something. He's low key on to something. Like real
He
talk.
is, I mean, he is. That is true. Now I'm thinking about it.
I'm so
Deep, huh?
lost. I'm so lost.
This is your most confusing question yet.
Yeah, it's because it's the hardest to answer. It's because it's the most philosophical.
Why don't you
guys.
just give him? Why don't you give Nylon an easier question? Just like, what's the meaning of
Give me-
life?
Nylon? What's your favorite color?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'd probably say dark blue.
Oh, okay, yeah. A cool
All right.
indigo.
Oh my gosh. All right.
know-
well, that
Well.
was something.
Nylon is the first person to actually just skip a exact question. So
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I would have as well, but
I don't even know I don't even understand the question. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I'm just waiting for the time we interview someone and they're like, all right, you ready for the Zag question? They say pass.
pass. Yeah. Okay. Well, Nylon, going back to a real question here, I am curious to hear from you. What is WLR like without your main leader, Josh? Now that he's taking a little of a hiatus here, how does that affect you guys?
Josh
moving
isn't our
forward?
leader. Josh isn't our leader. We have no leader.
Oh, okay.
Josh isn't our leader.
He's just
It's-
some guy.
Yeah, he is basically he is just some random guy.
Okay.
Basically.
So you don't need him at all.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Basically, he's just off the team at this point. Are you officially kicking him off the team right here now?
No. I can never do
I'm
that to
just kidding.
Josh. I can never do that to Josh.
I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, that's fair. I do want to take a look here at the bracket while we have the chance. If you guys missed today's actions, here is how it all panned out. Micklin did end up beating Stargaze, but unfortunately with their internet issues, it was an unfair amount of subs, so they did take the DQ loss and will now have to fight their way through the loser bracket against Squidding Good, who lost to Jackpot. Of course, Whole Lot of Rage took down Stargaze 3-0, so that means Squidding Good, Micklin, whoever wins that will face Stargaze, and then winner of that will take on Whole Lot of Rage to see who can make it to the finals to face off of Jackpot. But Nylon, it sounded like in your mind you are going to be facing Squidding Good. At least that is your prediction. So
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes true. And how do you feel about having to play Squidding Good potentially to get to the finals?
It depends who they're playing with, who's on their roster, because they usually play because they have like 5 or 6 members, so they usually use like different rosters.
Yeah.
in
Is there a
different-
player
on, like,
from that
different
team
weeks.
you're most afraid of then?
Yeah. Geku and Porky. Porky and Fury, they're all really, really good players.
Yeah.
Especially Geku on the Carbon. Like, the way he plays is just really unique to other Carbons like Volty. Porky, really, really good on Squeezer, and 96 guy when he decides to play it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll see. Of course, there's 3 teams that still could face off of you, and then you guys got to win that in order to get back to the finals, and then we'll see if we can get that replay of Jackpot versus Whole Lot of Rage, which honestly, even though we didn't get the Game 7 here today, which was unfortunate, it felt like this was probably one of the hypest sets we've had so far over the season. So thank you for creating some great entertainment, and I'm excited to see if there is a rematch in the finals, how that goes. But Nylon, I'm curious to hear from you. The finals, if you guys do make it being a best of 9, does that change anything for you guys? Do you guys approach a best of 9 any different than a best of 7 or best of 5?
it depends on the map list. It will always depend on the map list, because I didn't actually know what the maps were until I played the set. I had to actually DM IPS ask me for the maps.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what we were doing. So the maps were they were really bad for our comp, to be fair. They had the advantage on a lot of maps. So I wasn't too surprised when they were when they were taking games. I was quite happy to see that we were making it like really close with them, considering how much of the advantage they actually had.
Well, there's a tip for you, Nylon. Always read your DMs, because the map list was was posted to you.
I was actually.
That's okay. You just missed it because I probably sent 2 messages in a row. So no big deal. I'm just
Okay.
It's all good. Things happen, and of course you still have a chance coming back through the losers bracket. So not a big deal, and we're excited to see you guys play again next week. But anything you want to say to the people out there watching, any reason you can give to people to root for Whole Lotta Rage going into next week?
We have the most unique personality and the most unique approach when it comes to competitive Splatoon 2. We all have personalities, and we're not all brick walls compared to other teams out there.
Oh,
And,
shoot.
you know, more specific, and, you know, maybe some of the teams we might have played today might resemble that type of personality. You know, we aren't vanilla. We like to say it how we usually say it how it is. And all I want to say to everyone out there is we're going to root for us because 100% we're going to win, and I'm going to make sure we win because I'm not losing. I'm not losing to Jackpot again. I'm saying it again. I'm not losing to Jackpot. I can't lose to Jackpot again.
Okay.
I can't let them have those bragging rights. I have too much of an ego to retain.
All right, I like that. I like the competitiveness. That does lead me to one more question because we were debating this on the stream a few weeks ago. Your guys' comps, not on your match today against Stargaze, but a couple of weeks ago. We need to know, were they troll comps? Were you guys just having fun, or were you trying something different and actually taking it seriously?
We were trying something different. We were trying to just experiment with weapons because we knew for like the tougher teams where we needed to have the best comp possible, like say Jackpot and Squidding Good, for example, we needed to know exactly what would suit like certain maps and certain comps in certain situations. So that's why we did all that experimentation.
So you're telling me we're going to see 2 Carbon, 2 Juniors pulled out next week?
It depends on the map. Like say Black Belly,
Right.
that's actually it's very good for that map. You know, a lot of paint.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, Carbon's very good against those pesky tri-sloshes, which are very popular on that map.
All right. Well,
There is actually Black Belly zones next week, so there you
Oh, see what I mean?
go.
Look out for it. Look out for it.
awesome. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Nylon, for being here. Good luck to Whole Lotta Rage next week. Right now, we are going to end the stream and raid Duel Inc. So if you're looking for some more competitive action, you can watch some 2v2 tournaments going on there at Pika's channel. We'll see you next week for the losers bracket into the finals. See who can take the Pro League and all of that glory / cash money prize, whatever it ends up being at the end of the season. But we're going to end the stream for now. Thank you, Nylon, and to all the teams playing today.
Thank you.
IPS, Lumi, and Stormy, and Zach for being here on stream as well. Appreciate you all.
Bye.
Yeah, feel free to say goodbye.
Bye.
All right.
See ya.
Peace out, everyone.